Hello. I'm still turning them. It's going slow. Hello. Yes. Hi. one day. Every time I'm like, one day I'll be able to turn the music off, and then I never actually do. I never actually manage it. We've never managed it ever. Hello, everybody. Hello. How are we all doing today? How are you all doing? How is everybody? Hi. Who's here? Let me see. Hello. First of all, thank you, Sarah Insomnia, for the follow. Thank you. Welcome in. Welcome into the research participation pool. Yes. Thank you for the follow. And then also, who is here? M0, hello, good evening. Hello, Alex. How do you get scammed of butter? We will come back to that. Hello, Astral, hi, Doc. It hasn't sunk in yet properly. I got my, we'll come back to that in a second too. Wait, hello, Doc Rect, hi. Hello. Good time zones, everyone. Yes, good time zones indeed. Hello, Talarian, hello. Hope we're all having a good start to the weekend. I hope so too. I hope you're all having a good start to the weekend. I hope you are. Yes. Hello, Bobo, hi. Heading out of the lab to PC. If you're still on when I get to the gym, I'll put you on. Thank you, Bobo. Not the apple, no, not the apple, no. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Ha ha ha. Yes. Sorry, I've been waiting for somebody to say something along those lines for like ages. So I took my opportunity. I took my opportunity. Yes. Hello, Kami Belladonna. Welcome in. Hi. It's lovely to see you. If you are already off to teach, then I hope your tutoring. I hope your tutoring goes well. I hope it goes well. And I'm very happy. That you managed to drop by. No more VOD only lurking. Let's go. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can show the stream to your student. This is very true. You could do. But I think that would probably be a mistake. Today I think will probably not be in the educational content sphere. I think it will not be that. No, I think no education today. Or maybe, who knows? We'll see how we feel. I'm just feeling a little bit silly today. So who knows? Is the power of anime strong enough to make math commonly interesting? I think it is, actually. Because there is a streamer actually that I know of who does do maths on stream. So, and I watch it sometimes. So I think it might work. Hello, Chaos Fire Dragon. Hello, Jedi Supperpunk. Hello. And hello, Fizzbuzz. Welcome in. I hope you're all good. And then also, hello, Racco. Thank you for the lab safety register check-in. And Dark Magnate as well. Thank you. And Hunter as well. Thank you. And also, hi, Mylan. Hello. Hello. Welcome in. And hello, Fire Zone. Welcome in. How is everybody doing today? How are we all doing today? The stream title, we'll get to that. I've not got there yet. You've not missed anything. Dad jokes, we do doctor jokes. So true. Although, to be fair, I feel like the Venn diagram is basically a circle between like academic jokes and dad jokes, because a lot of it just relies on puns. At least that's my experience. That, or like really outdated memes. Like, we're talking memes from like 10 years ago. As in, you sit there and you're like, why do you still have that meme on your slide? I'm suffering. And it's because that's the last time that we were active on the internet, and we know no better. Not me. I'm terminally online. I know all of the recent memes, I think, probably to some extent. Maybe not. Who knows? Oh, you're moving homes, Fire Zone. Nice. Across the state of Massachusetts. I don't know where that is. I hope that goes well. Moving homes can be really stressful, actually. So I hope it goes really well. I hope it's easy and nothing goes wrong and all is good. Good luck. You can do it. You can do it. Alive? I'm glad to hear it, Talarian. I'd be concerned if you weren't, to be honest. I would be concerned. I'd be very concerned. Had an exam, it went air. Oh, I hope it went better than you expected. Yes, I hope it went better than you, not expected. I hope it went better than you think it did. I hope it's one of those situations where you come out of it and you're like, I've done terribly. And then you're like, you get like 80%. I hope it's one of those situations. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. Back in my day, memes were about badgers or cats wanting cheeseburgers. Okay, actually, this brings me on to a very interesting topic of discussion, right? So the other day, when I say the other day, I mean, maybe it was yesterday or maybe it was today. I don't remember. The days blur into each other now. I had a conversation with one of my friends, right? One of my friends. Hello, V Club Manager. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Wait, is this who I think it is? If you are the person from YouTube who I think that you might be, please say so, and I will shout out your YouTube channel, because I was going to mention that also, but I can do it now. And hi, Yuavko. Hi, how are you doing? How are you doing today? And hello, Orishiro. Hello. Welcome in. Thank you for the lab safety register check-in. Thank you. Apple powers it. No, I have to stay away from them. They're lethal now. They're lethal. Posture check, thank you. I'm sat up straight, I swear. I'm sat up straight. I think I swear, yes. Imagine if I started like full on just like shrimp necking, like literally 15 minutes into stream. That would be terrible. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. I would suffer. On the third spectrum of overconfidence of precision, performance, and placement, where are you usually? That's such a good way to measure it. My precision is terrible. But my performance was normally decent, right? I don't know what placement would mean though. Like in terms of ranking, I was just like comfortably above average when I was an undergrad. Yeah. When I got to masters, that's when I started doing well. But then everybody in my class was really, really good, so it was kind of irrelevant. Like everyone was really good. I think if I remember correctly, we had a really like my masters had, like the classes were quite small, so we all did really well because we all got a lot of like lecturer time, right? Like we all ended up having at least a bit of one-on-one lecturer time every single week. But there were other degrees that like had bigger cohorts, and they had more variance in the awards. But I'm pretty sure that almost every person in my master's cohort got like the highest grade, so that's pretty cool. And I think like if I let me do some quick maths. Wait, half of us went on to do PhDs, so that program was a very small one, but it was designed to funnel us, I think, and they did a good job of it. So shout out to them. I can't name the university or the degree, but shout out to them. Oh dear. Must use the forbidden power of Apple. Please don't. I will melt. Wait, no, you will too, because you're a doctor too. You can't use the forbidden power of Apple either. It's now our kryptonite. Because an apple a day keeps the doctor away, so it's impossible. It's impossible. We're not allowed. Even though I did actually eat an apple today and yesterday. I had an apple on the day of my defense. Maybe an apple a day brings the doctor to you. It was all a lie. It was all a lie. It was propaganda from the anti-apple brigade. What the heck? No. They were lying. Terrible. Got back into drums. Got a lot of matcha. Finally have more free time to myself. I'm so glad. That sounds nice. I like drums. Drums always sounded like a good instrument to play. I feel like that's a good instrument to play. Yeah. It seems satisfying. Satisfying in like in the sense that it's like physically exerting, but not like, obviously you can just like stop if you're getting too tired. But like also, I don't know. It was always my like second choice. I just like it. I just like the drums. I don't know why I said it. I like them. I like the drums. Yes. There is going to be bad, possession looking things again today, because I do actually have a cup of tea today. So that's exciting. That's exciting. Let's see. Where are we going? I'm just yapping. Goodness gracious, we're in that kind of mood today, apparently. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. No, it wasn't. No, the 3 ways of confidence did not come from me. That did not come from me. I don't know where that comes from. It's a cool idea though. I like it. Okay, Orishiro, you're joking, but like, I think that I've already had like 3 different people get the wrong type of doctor. So, because they hear psychologist and then they hear doctorate and then they're like, oh, so you must be like a doctor. And I'm like, well, I am a doctor, but I'm not a physician doctor. So I am not a medical doctor. I do not know anything about medicine. Yeah, nothing. Hydrate, thank you. Thank you, V Club Manager. Thank you. I will have some tea. Delicious. It's just normal tea. Do you die after eating apple pie? I mean, if it has milk in it, I actually will, so. I mean, it wouldn't be the apple in that case, though, because the milk would get to me first. Oh, no. It does say an apple, not multiple. That's true. If you have multiple apples, then maybe there's no problem. Maybe the doctors can eat all of the apples. They just can't eat 1 apple. This is a good theory. This is a good theory. That's why it's forbidden. It's attack that must come with the merit of self-damage. It wouldn't be like a hit back one though for me. It would just be like Psydere hurt herself in its confusion, you know? Like when the Pokemon is confused. That would be me. I'm just confused. I just don't know where I am. What's happening? I don't know what's happening. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. It cancels out the successful defense. Please don't even joke. No. Anything but that. I actually got my my like corrections things through today. And I think I can I'm gonna try really hard to like power through my corrections over the weekend. I think I can do it. And then like basically the second that my corrections are submitted and it gets approved by the examiner, then I am officially doctor. Because like the as far as I understand it, the graduation part is just like a formality. Like it's just a ceremony that you just have to do because like tradition and stuff. But like as soon as I'm like confirmed to have had my corrections accepted, then that's it. That's it. But you know what the worst part is that like there's like I found out there's like a full-on version called revise and resubmit. Now, if you're anybody who's ever had to do anything involving publishing a paper or submitting a paper, those words will like, I'm sorry, they've triggered some bad feelings in you probably. I'm sorry, but they actually call it that. And I was like, that's so rude. Why would you? Oh, screams of terror. Exactly. Imagine if you got revise and resubmit on your entire PhD. Can you imagine? That would, oh no. Oh no. No. So yeah, I would cry for weeks. I would cry for months. The worst part is that it's like literally revise and resubmit, as in you have to wait a year. You have to wait a year before you can resubmit. Like they really just add a whole year onto the degree. Oh no. Terrible. I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's see. There's a thing where animals will sometimes run towards danger instead of from it. Oh yeah, I think I've heard of that in terms of like forest fires and stuff. Yeah, it's very sad. I don't know why they do that. That would probably be me though. I'd just be like, it's danger. I'm interested. Let's find out. Yeah. Oh no. Oh dear. Apple keeps the doctor away but brings the doctorate to you. Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's the answer. Oh dear. Also, hi, Torgamus, hello. How are you? I hope you're good. The apple helped you defend the thesis from the doctors. That's true, actually, but one of them was a professor, so Does a professor count? I guess they are still technically a doctor. I guess so. I guess so. I guess. I don't know. Hi, Doc Rex. Hello. Hello, hello. And hello, that red panda. Hello. Are you late for the words. Are you late for the scam yapping? Not yet. I haven't told the story yet. I forgot. So that's a good start. Hello, Juniper VT. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome into the research participation pool. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're good. Yeah, maybe it was you, Mylan, that talked about the 3 types of overconfidence. Perhaps. I've never heard of it before. Yeah, it will probably be an hour until we get to the scam yapping. That's very true, husbando. You know me too well. Terrible. From the last Mylan stream. I see. I'm sorry, Mylan. I had to tap out. Well, both of us, actually. Me and Husmod were watching it together. We had to tap out after, like, I want to say maybe like 15 minutes because it was quite late here. So, and we were like, must sleep. Sleep is very important. Exactly. Must sleep. People have asked me for mental health help and I'm like, bro, I'm first year and essentially it comes down to the brain. It works. It feels. Yeah, I get asked for mental health help sometimes as well. And I'm like, I can't help you with that. I'm sorry. Go and find the right kind of psychologist because that's not me. That's not me. I don't know anything about anything. I can talk about neurodivergence. That I can talk about because I do research on it sometimes. And I also am it. But I can't talk about mental health. I have no opinions. No, I have no thoughts and my head is empty in regards to that. But there are other people out there that are very qualified and might be able to comment on some things, but probably not on specific things because that's not ethical. Yes. I doubt I get a PhD, but if I do, I'll be slapping doctor on all of my forms and addresses. A friend of mine has a PhD in physics and he refuses to be called doctor. Yeah, see, I'm the latter. I'm probably just going to keep everything fairly normal. I think the only thing I'm going to change is like things where I might get better customer service out of it, if that makes sense. Because like it does to some extent sometimes command a degree of respect. So if it's like, you know, like my phone company is going to give me a discount, then I will consider putting it on there. But otherwise, I am just going to continue to use my name. Because I kind of like the idea of people looking at me and being like, wow, this lass is derpy. And then just like suddenly whipping out that I have a PhD, by the way. I feel like that would be very fun. I feel like it would be very fun. There's one mystical apple that, if discovered, will end all the doctors. The saying is a cover-up by a big doctorate to hide its existence. I like this conspiracy theory. This is a good one. I like this one. This is very good. I'm the fight, flight, freeze, secret third thing, find out. So true. So true. Humans walk towards danger too. But a lot of people made it science. Oh, look, that mountain is on fire and spewing molten rock. Let's poke it for science and call it geology. Okay, true story. I actually wanted to be a volcanologist when I was a kid. And then like my family was like, you're not allowed to do that because it's too dangerous. And I was like, if it's dangerous, how come volcanologists don't die from volcanoes? There's this magical little thing called health and safety. Look it up. And then I still wasn't allowed to do it. So that's why I went into psychology. Because volcanoes and people, they're exactly the same, am I right? Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah, fourth. I mean, okay, to be fair, that third, Mylan said it, and then I didn't question it. So that means it technically passed peer review. So 4 is 3 now, okay? That's how it works. Science confirmed it. Science confirmed it. But the ethics committee lets me. I can make you worse. I would never do that. I would never make anybody believe more conspiracy theories. That would be terribly unethical. But it does sound fun. Oh dear. Oh no. I am a terrible influence. I'm sorry. Don't do that. Oh dear. Something ain't right here. I cast science. Exactly. Exactly. Hi, Zakia. How you doing? I hope you're good. Also, hi, Robert Brown. I don't know if I said hello to you yet, but hello. Hello. Why don't volcanologists die from volcanoes, Mount St. Helens in the 80s? Multi-kill. That's true, but they haven't in a while, right? At least I've not heard of any, so it's probably fine. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. Oh dear. Math consensus, exactly. They do die from volcanoes sometimes. Yeah, but like volcanologists not so often now, right? Right? Am I wrong? How many people are okay, now I need to know. Okay, wait. How many I have to spell volcanologists die each year? There you go. Apparently this is a significant enough question that it's on the Google list. Approximately 31 volcanologists have been killed in volcanic eruptions in the last 60 years. See, that's easy. That's not going to be... I mean, I know there's also not that many volcanologists, so that's not great actually. But it's not that bad. Come on. I'd be willing to take that risk. I'd be willing to take that risk. When was the last one? Let's see. There's in the Journal of Applied Volcanology. When is this paper from? Let's find out. This paper is from 2017. Okay, that's not super recent. But apparently there were no deaths of volcanologists between 2006 and 2017. So that's pretty good. Also, on top of that, the highest, like, the worst incident. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but I'm kind of laughing a little bit. The most lethal incident was at the Bayonnaise Rocks in Japan in 1952. There were 7 scientists and 24 crew killed, which is terrible. But it wasn't the volcano, their ship sunk. So, although it does say it was over the dome, but the ship sunk, it doesn't mention that there was an eruption. So I think that's fine. That's spiking the statistics. I think it's fine. I think that's fine. I think it's fine to be a volcanologist. How bad could it be? How bad could it be? I wonder if there's been any more recent incidents, actually. Most recent volcanologist fatality. That's not right, because that doesn't match up with that paper. Excuse me, I was drinking my tea and my model didn't like it. Let's see. There's no more recent statistics. That's really annoying. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, no, that's not a... There has been at least one volcanic fatality in 2025. Let's see. There's no information directly here. That's not helpful. Why am I looking this up? Why are we going off on a tangent about people dying from volcanoes? This is really random. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh dear. To be fair, exposing people to conspiracy theories appears to increase belief in them, so you kind of do. I should message you about that. Oh gosh. Ethics committee, what a bunch of killjoys. I know. Terrible. So necessary though. Actually, that reminds me, I've thought of something that we can talk about later, but first I should tell you about my butter. But let me catch up with chat first and then we'll talk about the butter. I would never spread a conspiracy. Sounds like a cover-up. What conspiracies are you secretly spreading? No comment. Wait, actually, I have multiple things. Wait. Wait. What am I doing? Okay, I actually have like a set list of things that I do actually want to talk about today. So let me finish looking for chat. Hang on. Oh, a link to a volcanologist obituary. Oh, thank you. This is exciting. Well, it's not exciting, it's terrible, but you know, it's also exciting. When was this from? 2012. It looks like that was the most recent one, 2012. Who was it? Rest in peace. Where are we? Herman Patia. Mm-hmm. Thank you for your science. Yes. Let's see. The god sleeping in the volcano sunk the ship. That's so true, actually. That's so true. The volcano gods must be appeased every 11 years. I hate that. I hate that. My brother's lost more colleagues in history and teaching than that. Yeah, I know, right? I was just thinking that, like, I'm pretty sure I know more, like, scientists in other fields that have had things happen to them, but it's always just random stuff. It's not, to be fair, I don't know any actually, no, that's not true. I was going to say I don't know any psychologists that have died because of psychology, but I've just also realized as I was saying it, that's technically not true, but that's also a bit grim. So let's move on. Oh dear. Oh dear. Some very assumption heavy and poorly sourced maths say 0.03% of global volcanologists die in a volcano every year. Thank you. Thank you, Astral. That's excellent. Excellent statistics. We love that. Hello, Notorious Void BMX. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing? I'm good, thank you. How are you? How are you? And also, hi, Edelweiss. Hi. How are you? I hope you're good. I hope you're good. Thank you for the lab safety register check-in. Vulcan? No, not Vulcan. Volcan. Like volcano. Volcanologist. Yes. Did you know that Blender is moving to Vulcan from OpenGL? I don't know what those words mean. I don't know what those words mean. I'm sorry. Oh. Tell that to the family. Time for a second PhD. They can't stop me. You know what? They'll put up a sign being like, no volcanology. And I'll be like, you can't stop me. I don't know how to read. And then they'll be like, you have a PhD. You definitely know how to read. And I was like, I did it all in interpretive dance. Take that. You can't stop me. Doing good, love and psychology. I'm glad you're doing good. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is significantly less psychology than normal, I swear. We normally do actually talk about psychology stuff, I promise. But we're going off on tangents about volcanoes, and now I'm gonna talk about butter, okay? Because I'm very upset. This will end up on Scary Interesting. The stories of volcanologists that die in volcanoes. That's actually a good shout. We should email that to Scary Interesting and be like, you can have this idea for free. You're welcome. Hello. Welcome in, Butterscotch Pecan. What a cute name. Oh my gosh. Welcome in. Butterscotch Raid. Let's go. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Psydere. I'm a research psychologist by day, and then I come on to twitch.tv, and then I keep doing psychology. They can't stop me. I won't stop. We talk about psychology here sometimes, and sometimes, mostly I just yap, though. We're just mostly yapping. Sometimes we even play games if I'm feeling really adventurous. Welcome in. How are you doing today? What were you up to? What were you streaming? I hope you're good. Yeah. And you know, obviously if you need to take a break, get up, stretch your legs, etc., get a drink, please absolutely do that. Like, no pressure, but if you want to stay, please do. We love that. Playing some Ace Attorney, let's go. Once I gave a talk where I referenced Ace Attorney, but I've never actually played it. I keep thinking I should probably play it at some point, and I never get around to it. Maybe we should play it on stream at some point. We have like a regular community member who is like training in a legal profession. I can't remember which part of the law. I feel like it was patent law ? But anyway, I feel like that would make that stream particularly enjoyable and interesting, to be honest. But yeah, I hope you had a lot of fun playing Ace Attorney. Yeah, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Yeah, speaking of butter, yes, butter. So I was about to like start ranting about butter. So I actually, this is a really anticlimactic story, so I'm just warning you in advance. I am very, very upset, okay, because we ran out of butter today. We ran out of butter. So I say to Husmod, hey Husmod, can you go to the shop please and get some more butter? And when I say butter, I don't mean actual butter because I will die. I mean like, you know, like the tubs, the margarine tubs that pretend to be butter, basically that. If anyone lives in the UK or Ireland, then it was Flora. Name and shame, the brand. Goodness gracious, I'm very disappointed in this. Anyway, it says on the tub in big letters, 500 grams of butter, okay? And then Husmod came back from the shop and I'm like, excellent, thank you for this butter. I would now use it to cook as I planned. And I open it up with great anticipation. And what do I see? It looked like a volcano. I'm not joking. Normally they're like flat. It's like, it's a rectangle tub and it is a flat rectangle inside. It was not a flat rectangle inside. It was like a cone. It was like a volcano cone. It went up and then there was like a down bit in the middle, like a dent in the middle. And the bits around the side were completely missing. And I'm like, hang on a second. This doesn't look right. This isn't what my butter is supposed to look like. So I go over to the kitchen scales and I put it on and I'm like, there's no way. Surely this is just deformed. There's no way that this is actually missing as much butter as it looks like it's missing. And you know how much butter was in that tub? When you account for the 10 grams of the tub, there was 467 grams. We were missing 30 whole grams of butter. I am so disappointed. I am extremely angry. And the worst part is that we had to get the light version. You know, the one that's like, you know, the one that's like mostly water. We had to get the light version because they didn't have the normal version. So not only do we have bad light butter, but also we are missing 30 whole grams of it. And that stuff is not cheap. Nothing here is cheap anymore. There's no cheap food in Ireland. There's no cheap anything in Ireland. I think we're genuinely probably missing about 20 cents worth of butter. So I was very angry. I was very angry. Shame. Shame. Shame on them. Shame on them. Anyway, now my rant's over. Thank you, Tyre Ford, for the follow. Sorry, I forgot to say it at the time. I was getting too into it. I had to tell my butter story. I was very, very passionate about it, you know, as a good naturalized Irish resident, of course. They're very passionate about butter here in Ireland. Did you know that? Like, it's genuinely like a point of patriotism is the butter. Yeah. Not that it matters to me because I can't have it, but you know. I just want my fake butter. I know. It was honestly, it was really like really I was so angry. I was so angry. I was so angry. The FDA is pretty forgiving in terms of what you say on your box and what you supply, but that's not the case here. We've got strict EU standards. So the fact that there was butter missing, I could actually report it to the butter police. Thank you very much. Maybe I will. Just to prove a point. Just to prove a point. There's certain amounts of cockroaches and bug parts allowed in food. What? I'm not sure if I like that. I'm not sure if I like that. Inflation in prices is a real pain. It really is. It really is. It really is. Trying to, like, okay, I must say that the price of, like, just like a normal coffee in Dublin. It's like London prices without the London quality. It's really disappointing. Really disappointing. It's an actual legal problem. I'm not even surprised. Hi, Santa. How are you doing? How you doing? Hope you're good. In her what? We were talking about butter, and then somehow it turned into cockroaches in your butter, which sounds worse than... No, it sounds pretty bad, and it is pretty bad. Yeah. And thank you for the follow, Notorious Void BMX. Thank you, thank you. Welcome into the research participation pool. I can research on you now. Okay, wait, I'm gonna wait. Let me drink some tea. Hang on. Every quarter cup of cornmeal, the FDA allows an average of one or more whole insects, 2 or more rodent hairs, and 50 or more insect fragments. Okay, but in the case of cornmeal, to be fair, in the case of cornmeal, wait, no, maybe not actually. In the case of cornmeal, I guess like they just aren't washing it properly. That's kind of grim. But in the case of like wheat and rice, I don't know, maybe also cornmeal, there are like mealybugs, right, that actually live in there. So that would make the insects understandable, because like every grain has mealybugs eggs in it, and you're always eating it. So yeah. It's not about the money, it's about sending a message. Exactly. Have you looked up the standard? No, and I'm not sure if I want to. I'm not sure if I want to be honest. I'm not sure if I like the sound of that. Surely the food should have better regulation. Also, ew, London prices. London prices, don't even get me started, okay? Like, every now and then you will find something in London that is, like, actually worth the money. Like, for example, I'll let you all in, okay? I'll let you all in into my, it's not even local London knowledge anymore, because I've not lived there for a very, very long time now, but I'll let you into my, my knowledge, which is probably not even, like, unique knowledge. This is probably fairly well known, but there's like a few different ramen places in London, right? And let me tell you, I personally, and Husband will agree with me, I personally think that the best one is Shoyu Ramen. They're like a very, very small chain. There's a few of them in London, and I think there's also like one in Manchester and one in Scotland somewhere, maybe, probably Edinburgh. And they're very, very good. They're very, very good. It's like Hokkaido style. This is my secret. And it's expensive. It's London prices, but it's not awful for London. And the portions are really big and you won't need to eat for the rest of the day. So that's my piece of London advice, I guess. Go Shoyu Ramen. It's very good. They also have a loyalty scheme, which is completely irrelevant because I go there about once a year when I am in a location with one. So I never actually fill it up because it's only valid for a year. So I have like 7 cards with 1 stamp on them. So sad. So sad. Oh gosh. I'm so glad I don't live in London. I went there once last year. It was so expensive. Yeah, it's interesting to live there. I'm not gonna lie. Also, hello. I'm sorry. I'm gonna completely butcher your name. Goodness gracious. Lazy Anomalakaris. I hope I said that right. Hello. Welcome in. I hope you're good. Thank you for the lab safety register check-in. You better believe that all these tariffs are gonna get us. Yeah. Thankfully, my butter is not tariffed because we mostly get locally produced in Ireland butter, even though it's not butter, I think. Yes. Oh dear. Oh no. What does that mean in terms of prices? Like €9. Thankfully, I've never had a Dublin coffee that was €9. I have had one that was €5.50. And that was like really, that was the upper limit of what I would ever be willing to pay. The other thing that's really insulting is that Dublin, like, this used to happen like 10 years ago in London and just doesn't happen anymore, but it still happens everywhere in Ireland, is that like you get charged extra for non-dairy milk. So if you want soy milk or oat milk or coconut milk or whatever, you get charged like normally 50 to 80 cents extra for it, which I think is extremely rude. Because like I can't help that I can't drink normal milk. I mean, partially I can, but partially I can't. So I think it's rude. I think they shouldn't do it anymore. Yeah. That's my opinion. Oh dear. The standard for how weight can fluctuate versus the label. No, I should look that up now, actually. Okay, EU. How much is food label weight allowed to fluctuate? EU. Okay. They can. Let's see. It can fluctuate. Let's see. Depending on the type and quantity of the product, generally it must not be less. Okay, generally the contents of packages must not be less than the labeled weight on average, and no individual package can be underweight by more than twice the tolerance net quantity. This is determined by the product's weight or volume and can range from 5 grams to 25 kilos. Well, it's definitely not 25 kilos. Come on. Let me specifically say, how much is 500 gram food label weight allowed to fluctuate? Okay, up to 15 grams. It can fluctuate by up to 15 grams. So it was beyond that. 3% of the declared weight. It was beyond that, so it didn't pass the minimum threshold. So we do actually have legitimate grounds to complain about the butter. We have grounds. We can complain. Heck yeah. It also just didn't taste very nice. Like, it's a bit weird. I don't know if it's because it's the light version and we don't normally get that, or if it's because it's the because it's just there's something weird about it, but it had like a, I don't know, there was just something something wrong. Contact your butter lawyer. We need Bushy. We need Bushy. We need to assemble a dream legal team. Literally just Bushy. Oh no. My personal knowledge of an observer version of London is that wait, awful for London is a wait, I'm confused. I'm not processing those words direct. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, my personal knowledge of an obsolete version of London. There we go. Got there eventually. Goodness gracious. Yeah. I keep. Oh wait, hello, Varun. Hi. Sorry, I did not even process that you were there. Hello. Sorry. How are you today? I hope you're good. I hope you're good. I don't know why, but all I can think of is there an extreme close up of your eye? I mean. This is as close as I can get. What do you think? We're making eye contact right now. Oh no. What are we doing? What is going on today? What is going on? We're going to get to science at some point, I swear. Oh dear. Keep forgetting that this area just stole a bunch of place names from the UK. Yeah, right? It's the same with Australia. Like, Australia has stolen so many names. Canada also. US. Probably New Zealand. Yeah, New Zealand has too. Like, all of them. All of them have stolen so many names. Except it wasn't stolen. It was the British people going over there and, like, forcibly bestowing them. So it's not really stealing, to be honest. I'm like, you will name this New London, whether you want to or not, and this one's New Birmingham. And they're like, no, don't call it Birmingham, anything but that. Oh dear. Just call it Shiny Spinnerack. Any name suggestions? Ooh, Spinnerack's the little spider one, right? I like Spinnerack. That's a very cute one. Let me think. Also, hello, Super JJ 57. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. And hello, Shade of Blue. Hi, how are you? Came from the Reddit post you made. Let's go. Welcome. I'm trying to think of the name for the Spinnerack. New Milton Keynes. I mean, this would be a very funny place name, but it would also be a very funny Spinnerack name. So there you go, Astral. That's what you have to call it. New Milton Keynes. And if that's too long, just call it Milton Keynes. And if that's too long, just call it Milton. Why is it called Milton Keynes? Is it named after a person? And if it's named after a person, why is it pronounced Keynes? Because it's John Maynard Keynes. These are the things that bother me. Why is it called that? Why was it called that? I need to know. I'm looking on Wikipedia. Why was it called that? I can't find an answer. The name Milton Keynes was taken from that of an existing village on the site. Okay, that's fair enough. It does sound like a person, though. He has been dubbed. Let's go. Let's go. Virginia being called Virginia is kind of wild. Why? What's wrong with Virginia? The thing that confuses me is Virginia and then West Virginia. I don't understand that. I also don't understand I don't understand Kansas and Arkansas, which is spelt like Arkansas, but it is said like Arkansas. I don't understand that either. Apparently it's something to do with like one was colonized by the Brits and the other was colonized by the French. But it upsets me because I feel like by this point it should be Kansas and Arkansas. Yeah. That takes me back to a meme. There used to be a meme where it was a woman that was like, why is this one Kansas and this one is not Arkansas? America explain. I think about that. Yes, America explain. You know, Yavko. You know. America explain. That's one of my favorite memes ever. That one, I was like just at the right age that I did actually witness Vine. So yeah. That and then like stop. I could have dropped my croissant. Those two are my favorites. No, it's not pronounced Arkansas, it's pronounced Arkansas. Unless I've been lied to by every American I've ever met. So yeah. It's called Virginia after Queen Elizabeth's title of being the Virgin Queen. That is kind of wild. What the heck? I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Oh no. You're right. What am I right about? I've already forgotten. That's where I am apparently. That's where my brain is. Oh no. So many vines live rent-free in my head and they were roommates. That's another good one. And then also, does anyone else know the one that's like two bros chilling in a hot tub 5 feet apart because they're not gay? I love that one too. I am right about Arkansas. Excellent. Okay. Welcome in, Sherry Corline. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I swear we normally talk about psychology. Not oh dear. The power of vines. They were too powerful. They were too powerful. Hi, how you doing? I get closer to my homies in the hot tubs in spite of that meme. That's so based. That's the correct way to respond. Literally sitting on your homie because you're not gay. Perfect. I think Arkansas was the Native American name or something. That makes more sense, actually. That makes more sense. Brisha Vakadu, yes. And then what was that other one? Wait, no, I can't remember what's Vine and what's TikTok. Because like there was like a bit of a bleed over between the two, right? So now sometimes people think that Vines are actually TikToks and TikToks are actually Vines. Was like, hi, welcome to Chili's. Was that a Vine? I think that was a Vine. I think so. Yeah, lap sitting. Dear Lord, dear Lord. I'm washing me and my clothes. I don't actually know that one. Oh no. Oh no. I know for sure that the two bros sitting in a hot tub guy is someone who's still not on YouTube, and it might have been Anthony Padilla. That's wild. I love that so many Vine people managed to like pivot into being YouTubers and then also TikTokers. I think that's very cool. TikTok was Musically, right? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Or maybe it was Vine that was Musically for a while. One of the two. One of the two. But like, let's be honest, TikTok is basically just plagiarized Vine. So yeah, they got uploaded to TikTok early on. Exactly. Have you seen a Don't Buy a Subaru short? No. What is that? I don't know what that is. I'm gonna look that up. Don't. Okay, no, it's actually just giving me. It's just giving me loads of things about actually why you shouldn't buy a Subaru. I won't watch it on stream, but is it? Oh wait, no, I can't. Oh, is it the Hey Tristan, don't buy that Subaru? Okay, that one. Okay, I see. I see it. Vine died. Yeah, Vine died. Rest in peace. It died too soon. I had an amazing moment for Vine. During the pandemic, I was on a train and the display thing on the roof was meant to say, please wear a face mask, but it was cut short to please wear a face. Incredible. Kansas and Arkansas came from the same word. No idea why it's said different. America moment. That's all I'll say. Not that I can judge with my Worcestershire. Okay, actually. This is pronounced Worcestershire. It is not Worcestershire, as I have heard many people say. It is Worcestershire. Okay? And this one. This is Harrogate, or more accurately, Harrogate. It is not Harrogate. Okay? It is not Harrogate. One time I was in a train station in the north of England and an American man came up to me and was like, excuse me, can you help me get to this place? And I was like, yes, where are you going? And he was like, Harrogate. And I was like, I do not know where that is. And then he showed me it and I was like, it's Harrogate, mate. It's Harrogate. Oh no, it was that was an experience. I'm American, please help, I want out. No, I'm sorry. I hate you. Oh dear. Name the second shiny Spinnerack new and we'll evolve the other pair so they become new Milton Keynes. Incredible. I love that so much. The Worcestershire thing makes sense with some Celtic pronunciation. I don't think it does. I think it's just England being weird. Worcestershire is ridiculous. The guy mispronouncing Harrogate is ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. It was actually quite impressive. And you know what? I'd never really thought extensively about Harrogate up until that moment because I didn't really know anything about it. Like I'd seen it on the map and I knew vaguely where it was, but I didn't know anything about it. And I just kind of heard it mentioned on the news in relation to football or something. So like to have this guy, this American guy just come up to me and be like, can you please help me get to Harrogate? I was like, now I'm never going to stop thinking about that. Thanks. I'm forever furious about Worcestershire. Why? It makes complete sense. Worcestershire. I think the problem is that people put the C is like a. It makes sense. It makes sense to me. I'm gonna stop fighting. Please don't. Do cryptids have rabies? This is the real question. Do cryptids have rabies? I need to know so that I can protect myself with the vaccine. Want to find out? Go on. Leave me alone. Away. Please don't bite me. I don't appreciate that. Thank you. I saw a brilliant video on Insta where some guy comes up with nice names for towns and the council overrides him with how they say it. So we have Limester. I mean, to be fair, I think that for me personally, like England pronunciations, England pronunciations are less stressful for me since I've been living in Ireland because some of the places here, Like the anglicized versions, they are literally like written in the way that they look like they are said. So that's fine. But when you see the actual Irish versions, oh no. I'm sure it makes sense if you speak Irish, but I do not speak Irish. I struggle so much. Oh no. I don't get how someone couldn't get Harrogate. I know. It was really weird. I was like, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? It's Old English for Worcestershire. Exactly. Exactly. If anyone ever questions my pronunciation, I'm just going to say, oh, it's Old English, isn't it? It's Old English. Don't question it. Don't question it, bruv. What kind of scientist are you? I don't know if you're stuck in ads. Let me know if you're stuck in ads because I can see the ad breakers rolling. I'll come back to that after the ads. The Harrogate pronunciation sounds like someplace in Skyrim. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? Harrogate. It does sound like a kind of medieval English name, to be fair. So, yeah. You know what? That place in London, I still don't know how to pronounce it. How is it actually said? Marylebone? Is that how it's said? Marylebone. Is that? I genuinely don't know how it's said. Oh, look up a YouTube video. That's the answer. This person's just talking. How do you say it? How do you say it? I don't understand. Everybody's avoiding saying it. Oh no. Marylebone. Yeah. Marylebone. Yeah. That's how I thought it was said. Okay. I thought it was said Marylebone. Okay. I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong by the science scene, it seems of it. Yeah. Where do hobbits live in Lord of the Rings? They live in the Shire, but if they lived in a shire belonging to hobbits, then it would become Hobbitshire. It's different. It's different. Different. I'm telling you. Found the video. Can I send it via Instagram private message? Go for it. Go for it. I'm from Liverpool and I doubt the original term doesn't mean a pool of liver. I mean, you never know. You never know. With the English diet, you never know. Americans don't learn English phonics anymore in school, so they just guess. To be fair, I think English pronunciation is actually just weird. Because like we're not even consistent. Like you can be like, if you're Southern, if you're from the south of England, then you say Glasgow. And if you're from the north of England or Scotland, you say Glasgow. So we're not even like consistent. That's the worst part. I tend to just say it the way that the local people say it, right? So if I don't say Glasgow, I say Glasgow. But also, to be fair, I do have other influences on my accent other than just the south of England. So that might also contribute to it. Interesting. Okay. It looks like everybody's back from ads. Javin, I will answer your question. What kind of scientist am I? I'll tell you. I'll tell you what kind of scientist am I. I don't know why I'm hyping this up. Whoa. I'm hyping things up so much that I'm breaking things. I'm a research psychologist. So, yeah. I research like the psychology of how people think and act in relation to science. So it'll be like, what do they, how do scientists think of their research questions? Or how do people process misinformation about science? Or how do people, I'm interested in stuff like how do people interact with AI? So stuff like that. That's the kind of thing that I'm interested in. Yes. Yeah. So I do research. My job is researching that kind of thing. Aren't most British accents due to the nobility wanting to distance themselves from the more common folk? Well, that would seem to make sense, but yes, probably. But like, I guess because now everybody's starting to merge together, they've become a bit more broad, right? So like, where I grew up apparently used to have a very, very distinct local accent. And then it just kind of merged in with the rest of the place. The rest of the region. Yeah. It just kind of merged in with the rest of the region. And then now it just kind of sounds like a bit generic, I guess. So yeah. Yeah. Lots of Americans get very weird about pronouncing unfamiliar words. If my dad gets a hint that a word might be foreign, he completely loses all ability to tell which order the letters are in. That's pretty funny. English people just say it like loud and slowly in a very, very aggressively British accent. I can't think of any examples. You have 10 seconds of permission to post a foreign word, a non-English word, into chat, and I will try and pronounce it. Nothing rude, please. Stick with the rules. Stick with the rules. Supposedly from Old Norse for heap of rocks and street. That makes sense. That makes sense. I thought they were from New Zealand. Hobbits aren't real. This is true. This is true. Lord of the Rings was shot in New Zealand. However, all of the actors were British mostly, right? So yeah, non-English word. Yeah, exactly. That's, yeah, go for it. Go for it. You've got permission. It's the Shire. It's pronounced, yeah, exactly. The Shire, Hobbitshire. Exactly. I am going for a walk on a Shire. I am going on a train to Berkshire. Exactly. I was trying to write it. Oh wait, also hi, Muji. Hi, how are you doing? How you doing? I hope you're good. I was trying to write a description of some biological mental stuff for my webcomic story because I was trying to sound professional, and I thought we'd be disappointed in how not professional I was sounding. I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I'm also really bad at sci-fi stuff. I'm really bad at like trying to think out of the box and make things creative, but I'm really good at retconning things. So like, if you put like, so one of my favorite anime of all time is a certain scientific railgun. And if you put that series in front of me, I will tell you how every single one of the Esper abilities work. Like I will be like, this is like the psychological mechanisms by which they work. I'm just like headcanoning entirely, but it's educated. It's educated headcanoning. But like, if you try and ask me to come up with something, I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I can't do that. Oh, I don't know what to do. Oh dear. To be fair, English has been ruined in the 1600s when they decided to change how to pronounce every word right after standardizing the writing. That's very true. Did you know that Shakespeare is actually meant, the reason why Shakespeare sounds like it's an entirely different language basically is because it's actually meant to be like, it sounds weird when it's read out in like a received pronunciation type of accent, and that's because it's not meant to be read out in that kind of type of accent. Back then, a lot more people sounded like they were from the southwest of England, so there'd be, I'm not going to pretend to do it because I would do a terrible job, but they, if you just like Google like Cornwall accent, and that's kind of what it sounded like, and that is what you're meant to read Shakespeare sounding like. And once you know that, and once you've heard it read out in that kind of accent, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. Have you heard of Neurosama? Of course I've heard of Neurosama. Of course I have. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Neuro was like one of the, well, I say Neuro. I don't actually really watch like solo Neuro streams. I watch Neuro's collabs and I watch the dev streams. Because I love Neuro, don't get me wrong, I love Neuro, but more than Neuro, I love watching people interact with Neuro because I find that so fascinating. Like, if I could have any, like, a ridiculous, never gonna happen dream collab, it would be like trying to work out like a research program to use Neuro for. So it would be like seeing how different elements of her system affect human interactions. That would be so interesting. That would be so interesting. I would love that. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's see. Non-English words. Let's see. Brunhaven? That looks Danish to me. Brunhaven? That's how I would say it. But like, an English person would be like, Brunhaven? Brunhaven? Something like that. Pomodoro, that's too easy. I'm sorry, Doc Rex. It's too easy. Okay, to see it. That's a good one. That's a good one because I have actually heard English people saying quesadilla. Quesadilla. That's it. Quesadilla. I've heard English people saying quesadilla. And I'm like, isn't it quesadilla? And they're like, no. I might be wrong. I don't know. Oh, it's Welsh? Oh, okay. Is this one of the words that I was meant to remember from Duolingo? This is terrible. This is terrible. Do you know where Old Zealand is? I don't. I don't. How's your German? My German, I have technically a qualification in German, but I haven't used it in like 10 years, apart from like twice when I've been for conferences. Oh gosh. Cacio ricotta. Cacio ricotta? Cacio ricotta? No, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Oh no. Railgun fun, we're friends now. Let's go, Javin. Let's go. Also, sorry, I'm really behind on chat again, once again. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for the follow, Kobe Belladonna. Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome into the research participation pool. Welcome, welcome. I'm so far behind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm working on a previous verse and trying to make it realistic and not just this is fun. That sounds so fun. I love that. I hope you do. I hope you can come up with something fun and cool and interesting. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. You will enjoy Kingdom Hearts 3's Sleeping Realms theory. Ooh, that sounds fun. I've never played Kingdom Hearts. I should do that. I should do that. Here's one of your standard long and hard to pronounce German words. Dear Lord. Okay. Okay. Rindfleisch et Rindfleischer wait. Rindfleisch Etikettierungsüberwachung gegenüber Transgungsgesagt. Gesetz, even. That was terrible. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was really something. Hi, girls. Welcome in. Welcome in. I hope you're good. I love Much Ado About Nothing. Shakespeare, my beloved. Amazing. I don't know if I have a favorite. I think I quite liked A Midsummer's Night Dream because it's quite chaotic, right? And I always found that quite. I found it the out of all of the ones that are meant to be comedies, I feel like Midsummer Night's Dream, the comedy is timeless, right? Whereas some of the others, I was like, I don't really get it, you know? Yeah. It's amazing how people are ready to personify Neuro. Yeah, I know, right? It's so interesting. Like, I want to know what it is. Like, is it, I would love to partial it out, okay? Like, if you have Neuro respond to people, you can like randomize this, right? So if you have Neuro respond like just as text, and then like just as a VTuber model with text, just as a voice, and then voice plus VTuber model. It would be really, really, really interesting to see how that affects the degree to which they like humanize her. That would be super, super fun. And it would also be really interesting to see, like, does it affect how they refer to her? Because the thing that's interesting about Neuro is that almost everybody refers to Neuro as her. But she is not a her. She is technically an it because she is just a series of models. She is just a large amount of statistics. So why do we personify her? Why do we do this? Okay. And then on top of that, like, obviously, then on top of that, like, how does the network of having like an entire like neuroverse around her with people interacting with her, how does that then affect the degree to which people personify her? How does it affect the degree to which they like think morally about her? These kinds of things, like, they're so interesting. So interesting. If you pitch an idea, it could be used for entertainment. It could work out. I would love to. Do you think we could pitch a research collab? I would love to, but like, I feel like he wouldn't even respond to the email because like, why would you? That would be silly. But I would love to. Like, part of me really wants to. Like, imagine if we just like recorded a video and just sent it and like see what happens. You never know. You never know. It could be fun. It could work. It probably won't. Why not try? Welcome in, Tiago 10. Wait, 10L? 10I? Wait, I'm just going to call you Tiago 10. I hope that's okay. Welcome in, Tiago 10. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome into the research participation pool. I hope you're ready to take part in some research. You're the participant. There's a long consent form. You just signed it. Did you know that the Americans call football soccer because the British shortened the Football Association to a sock, which then became soccer? That's so funny. I didn't know that, but it makes so much sense. And thank you, Javin, for the follow. Thank you. Welcome in. Welcome to the participant pool. Let's go. Old Zealand is in the Netherlands. That's interesting. Why is it that it's Old Zealand in the Netherlands, but then when you talk to new people from there, the new country, they call it New Zealand? Is that an accent thing? Is it like how they say, I'm going to go and sit out on the dick? That's quite fun. Oh. Let's see. It was quite good, thank you. It wasn't. Every time that I've ever been to Germany and I've tried to speak German, I've had like literally the person either just reply back in English, or there was this one time that was really, really traumatic when I was like a teenager. We went to Germany and I went to Starbucks and I was like, I'm going to practice my German. I'm so excited. And then I went into Starbucks and I was like, hello, kann ich? And then they were like, I speak English and I think it's easier for both of us if we just speak English. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I guess I will just speak English then. And that's why I don't speak any other languages. Because of that one German Starbucks employee. They scared me forever. I'm traumatized. Oh, gosh. I think part of it is that she's seen as a kid, allowing people to hand wave her more out there. Yeah, out there moments. Yeah, it could well be. It could well be. It could be partially that. I wonder if the new model has changed that as well. Because, like, I think that the new model made her look significantly younger. So I do wonder whether that contributed. But then I also wonder why. I also wonder what about the two, like Neuro and Evil, makes people perceive them as having like different personalities and stuff. And like, I wonder if you gave like a video sample, give like a 5-minute video sample to a bunch of random participants that don't know anything about Neuro and ideally don't know anything about VTubers, would they also detect the same personality differences as people who are regular watchers? That is also really interesting. Mylan, I hope you're making notes. Because I'm going to forget all of these things afterwards. Oh dear. Why do we apologize to our stuffed animals when they fall off the bed? Don't attack me like this. I literally did that yesterday. I have an IKEA. So IKEA used to have a like a beluga. I've got a beluga and he fell off the bed last night and I was like, I'm sorry. He's gone swimming. Let me get him. So yeah, I feel that. Hi, Lameji Delavi. Welcome in. I hope you're good. A lady scientist got her butter stolen who has been stealing credit for academic work in what area of research. No, it was literal butter. My butter was missing a solid 35 grams out of the 500 and I'm really, really angry about it. It's nothing to do with the science. Maybe I should start giving out tubs of butter as rewards for research participation. That's what I should do. Yeah. Nihongo Jozu'd by the Germans. Legit, actually. It was really horrible. It was horrible. They're meant to be bars, but it went just like a normal L. Yeah. Yeah, I recognize that. I've seen that before. Oh, well, I understood. I knew it was meant to be bars and I called you Tiago 10. So we're all good. We're all good. I got you, fam. I got you. German Starbucks employee get good. Genuinely, it felt like it. It felt like it. Pain. Neuro's a bit of a moral dilemma for me because I generally hate chatbots and similar stuff. But while I do not watch Neuro, I like her and her impact, right? It's really interesting. It's really, really interesting also, like, if you're okay, this is also like a really interesting ethical question that I don't think we can answer. But why is it that a big chunk of the VTuber community is really, really, really opposed to any form of generative AI, but they're fine with Neuro, who is a generative AI model? This is also something I don't understand, and I don't think there's a good and clear answer for it. My gut instinct is that, like, I think that people don't like the training rather than the models itself necessarily, and also possibly they don't like what it's being used for rather than the model necessarily. But then you could also argue with Neuro that she is taking away views from quote unquote actual humans, right? And we also don't know what she's trained on. Vettel has never said what she's trained on. For all we know, Neuro could be trained on me. She definitely isn't, but she could be. We don't know. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows? That happened to me. I was in France and then I tried to order ice cream in French and the guy behind the counter just bluntly said, "Speak English." That's a rare occurrence because my experience in France is overwhelmingly that you're like, bonjour. I was going to say sprechen Sie English and that is not correct. Wait. I don't remember. Parlez-vous anglais? That's the one. And then they're like, oui? And then they just keep talking at you in French anyway. That's my experience of France. Very, very distressing. Very distressing. AI made for entertainment and AI made for function have a big effect on if people personify them. Absolutely. I think that's a really, really good point. That's a really good point. Although, to be fair, people do personify ones made for function as well. Like, how many people start off their chats with like, "Hi, ChatGPT. Sorry to bother you today." If half an IRB written for a VTuber study, we can modify it. Let's go. Let's go. I am allowed to conduct research now, I do believe. I don't have an institution with an IRB board. I can just be attached to someone else's as an external collaborator. Yes. I think they do have different personalities. Evil especially is like an edgy kid with a heart of gold. Yeah, right? While Neuro looks like a bratty kid. This is the thing though, but like, would people be able to tell that if they don't watch VTubers? That's the real question. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I once had a taiyaki in Japan that just had a slab of butter in it and I felt so guilty eating it. I'm not gonna lie, I would eat that. Well, not real butter because I would explode, but you know, the concept, I vibe with it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a butter enjoyer. When I was a kid, before I developed a cow's milk allergy, I used to literally just go to the fridge and like cut off slabs of like blocks of butter, as in actual like proper, you know, churned butter, and just eat it as a snack. That would be like my go-to after school snack, would just be a slab of butter. It's probably why I developed the allergy, actually. Oh no. I thought for a moment you were a victim of credit theft and I was about to get mad. I'm a published academic and undergraduate physics student, so I take that stuff seriously. Oh yeah, no. The butter is a meme. We should probably update it actually, because now we're just, wait, we're not... Wait, we'll change it to a scientist lady rambles about AI and stuff. That'll do. And other science things. There we go, that'll do. No more butter. We've told the butter story. It was a good icebreaker. Yeah, it's the training, yeah. But then again, like, yeah, heard you joined on Twitch chat. I've heard that might not be it. I've vaguely heard on the grapevine. I don't actually know. I'm gonna say up front, I may be spreading misinformation. I don't know Vedal, nor do I know anyone who knows Vedal. But the implications that I have noticed, I don't know. I don't know. Hi, Rob. How are you doing? How you doing? I hope you're good. Welcome in. Welcome in. Neuro's left of the uncanny valley. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And baby Dandelion, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Welcome into the research participation pool. How are you doing? I hope you're ready to take part in some research. To me, half of the interesting thing from her is clips, is her creator's influence. Watching him try and figure out why she does stuff is like, on her own, she's kind of boring otherwise. Yeah, that's what I really enjoy as well. That's what I really enjoy as well. One of the things about generative AI art is the pain of the training. There's a professional artist who has to stream their work now because their profile was one of the early ones ripped for landscapes and the shiny anime style. Yeah, I've seen a few people that have like actually drawn the art being accused of being generative AI, and it's like, ew, that sucks. That sucks. I kind of get it because like my writing is very AI-esque, to be honest. Like I write like a robot, but it's literally just because of the autism, you know, like. They're like, I've had a few people be like, wow, your writing is so clear and concise. It's almost like it's AI generated. And I'm like, thanks, it's the autism. I actually said that at one point in my defense, by the way. They were like, it's really cool that you focused on this topic. What got you interested in it? And I was like, it's my autistic special interest. And they were like, wow. And then later on, they were like, wow, you're really on top of like what's happening in the social media sphere around this. And I was like, thanks, it's the autism. Like, I'm so lucky I had a chill panel that let me say that. Good lord. I live in fear. So hi, doody-doo. How are you doing? I hope you're good. I hope you're good. I also speak French almost as well as I speak English. That's impressive. I only speak English and I don't even speak it very well, to be honest. So I should learn how to speak a second language one day. That's on my like ultimate bucket list. Like I would love to do that. I would love to do that. If they know English in an emergency, you can just throw in some English words into your French when you don't know the right word. That's very true. But like the problem is that my French is basically 0. So it becomes impossible. Like I can literally say bonjour. Parlez-vous anglais? And then if they say no, I'm kind of stuffed because I don't know anything after that. Oh dear. Terrible, terrible. Dr. Psydere, yeah, that's me. It's so weird. Thank you. So weird. Hi, spooky one. How are you doing? I hope you're good. And also, hi, Catherine. Hi, how are you? I hope you're good. I hope you're both good. How are you doing? How are you doing? So a thing about ChatGPT apparently being formal and polite to ChatGPT by saying things like hello and thank you is adding so much water to the cooling and energy use. That is very true. But also, I don't know if they fixed this now, but there was also a period of time where apparently if you said those things, it would actually respond like with a more useful response because it's basically like trained off people being more helpful if you're polite to them. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, thank you, Catherine. Thank you, thank you. Have you heard of deep fried butter? I have not. That sounds like it's from Scotland. Tell me more. Tell me more. I wonder why you developed a milk allergy. I think it was like a weird, like, what's the word? I think it was like a weird puberty thing, to be honest. I think it was a puberty thing because it was around then. It was just my body was like, no. And then it just stayed that way. Maybe one day Vedal will come by and steal your stream key. I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't think I will ever be big enough for Senpai to notice me, you know. I don't think that will ever happen. It would be very cool, though. It would be very cool if like, I don't even care about, like, stream collab. Genuinely, I just want to do research on Neuro. Like, that is like one of my, like, peak research projects would be that. It sounds so interesting. She has might have access to the Discord API. Yeah, she does. I've seen some really funny tweets recently from him. Or was it tweets? Might have been in Discord of like him telling things to Neuro via Discord, and then she just is like, no. Tiago, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Welcome. You've just signed your lab assistant contract. This is academia, so it's a bit of a scam. You pay me to do the research assistant job. That's how it works. You just have to accept it. I'm sorry. Welcome in. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Someone went through a bunch of AI VTubers asking them, tell me more about the frog behind you to see if they'd be able to reject it. Nero invented a frog death god, and Evil was the only one to say there isn't a frog. Not done often enough to prove they're different, but a good hint. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. I would love to... I would love to see how different... Is there like a compilation of that on YouTube? Because I would love to see how different AI VTubers respond to that. So my personal favorite AI VTuber is Overlord Aiko. She's my favorite because she is so... She is so cute. Wait, let me give a shout out. I'm probably going to spell her name wrong. I hope I don't. There we go. Aiko is my favorite one, like my favorite AI VTuber. She is so cute. I can't emphasize enough how cute she is. Okay. But yeah, like she responds to things in a totally different way to like other AI VTubers that I've seen as well. So that's super cool. That's super cool. Isn't Grok also using Twitter to be trained? Yeah, that's true. So it's possible for Neuro to use Twitch chat and do the same. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Vettel gives so much freedom to Neuro that Neuro can start and end streams as well as raid others or call them on Discord. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's really, really cool. It's really, really cool. I love it. It's like so cool how much freedom she's getting now. And like from like a programming perspective, I can't imagine what it was like to implement all of those features. Like that must be intense. Like that's real dedication. It's really, really impressive. Yeah. What can they say? No, because that is not, no, that is not because it's your special interest despite you having a diagnosis in autism. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the panel were very understanding for various reasons. So they just got it. They were like, yep, that checks out. I was like, thanks. So that was good. Hi, Brickby. How you doing? Oh, you're good? I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad you're good. Please don't commit arson, though. That's not ideal. Suffering while writing my own thesis. You can do it, Catherine. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. I'm sleepy as per usual. That's kind of a mood. I was sleepy before I started the stream, and now I've yapped so much I'm no longer sleepy. Are you going to see 28 years later? No, because I haven't seen 28 weeks later. I have seen 28 days later, but it was a very, very long time ago. I want to say it was while I was still in high school. So I also don't really remember it. I'd need to watch all 3 of them in a row, ideally. So yeah. ChatGPT apparently matches your mood. So if you were snappy at it, it would be snappy back. Yes. Also, like, can we just throw back to the blip in time where like they first introduced Copilot and it was really sassy? That was really funny. That made me laugh consistently. Seeing people like tweeting out things that Copilot had said to them. That was like one of my favorite times. That was so good. Deep fried butter is American and it is literally a stick of butter that has been battered. I hate that so much. I hate that. Hi, Butter. Hi. How you doing? I hope you're good. I hope you're good. The video is called 20 AI VTubers versus the frog. Let's go. I'm going to add that to my list. Let's find it. Let's find 20 AI VTubers versus the frog. I've found it. Perfect. Who's in it? Neuro. Oh, Aiko's in it. Let's go. Okay, I've not watched this, so I will watch this. I will watch this, but not now. We won't watch it now. I don't believe in reaction content. No, I do believe in reaction content, but I don't think I'd be able to add. I don't know, actually. Maybe I would be able to. How many views has it got? No. No. Nah. Would you consider neuro or evil sentient and or conscious? That's a good question. I don't think I can answer it. I don't know. That's my answer. The YouTuber in Brazil made each AI control the decisions for 3 protagonists in Detroit Become Human, ChatGPT for Marcus, Gemini for Kara, and DeepSeek for Connor. Only Gemini survived in the end. That's so interesting. I know Neuro did a playthrough of it that was really interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised that he's had offers for people to buy Neuro, to be honest. I've seen 28 Days Later as well as without having seen 28 Years Later. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 28 Years Later is the new one, right? So it's just come out, or it's just about to come out, one of the two. Can't remember. And I'm like, I probably should go and see that because it's a bit of a British classic series, but I probably won't. So at least probably not while it's in the cinema. I don't know. I don't know. Right, I need to drink some tea. Hang on a second. Oh, you meant 28 Weeks Later. Yeah. No, I haven't seen 28 Weeks Later either, and I keep meaning to. I probably should, but you know, I'll get around to it eventually. Hi, Flatulence Incarnate. How you doing? I hope you're good. I hope you're good. Delicious tea. Yummy, yummy. My throat is giving out a bit. Hang on, I need to cough. Okay. One of my colleagues asked ChatGPT about journal impact today and said nature physics is more often read by people in adjacent fields such as condensed matter physics, nuclear physics, or high energy physics. Absolutely peak. Yes, because nature physics is my favorite field of physics, actually. Yes. Usually I have caffeine for dopamine. That's a mood. I have caffeine to function. Aren't you reacting to chat? It's true. I'm actually just a Rin Penrose AI model. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I am reacting to chat, but like reacting to videos, like I feel like my ethics around it are this, right? It's okay if you give credit to the person, and when you're my size, the original content creator is significantly bigger than you. So like, for example, I would not necessarily have any issues reacting to like, I don't know, like Trash Taste, you know, like, like Joey the Anime Man and Sea-Dog VA and Giguk, right? I would have no problem reacting to them because they are significantly bigger than me. Like, if you watch me, you probably know who all of them are anyway. Like, obviously there would be credit on the screen. And I feel like once a video is past a certain number of views, it's kind of fair game. Unless it's a small content creator and it's like the first of their videos that has like popped off in the algorithm. Then I feel like reacting is kind of like wrong. When it's like anybody that's like around my size or smaller or even like a bit bigger, I would say probably, I mean, you can't really put a number on it, but like up to like regularly getting, if they're regularly getting like over 100k views, like 100,000 views, I feel like that's fair game. And if they have over 100,000 subscribers, then that's probably also fair game. But I think that it's only viable, useful content if you actually have something that you can add to it. So for example, I have a playlist on YouTube, a private playlist that I've had for the whole time that I've been streaming. And it is literally just called potential reaction content. And most of it is just like random Trash Taste clips or like random like Hololive or Niji Sanji or VShojo VTuber clips, right? Because they're all people that are significantly bigger than me. And if you watch me, you probably already know who they are. But they're talking about something related to psychology that I might be able to actually give some kind of useful insight on. So I don't know, they might be talking about like how they define the self, or they might be talking about people's behavior in a disaster or something like that. that's something that I would be able to actually give useful commentary on. Like, I would actually be able to do something transformative with it. But generally, my feeling about reaction content is that it's just, unless you have an agreement with the person that you're reacting to, like you have explicit permission, or they're really, really big, like I said, generally it just kind of, I'm like, meh. Like, if you're not adding anything and you're literally just like reacting, I feel like it's just kind of like, what's the point in watching that? I don't know. That might be a hot take. It might be a spicy take, but like, for me personally, it's very, very important that the streams to some extent actually add value. And like, that could just be us joking around or playing a game together. But like, if we're doing educational stuff, I want it to be actually educational. I don't want to just whack on a video and then just like let it play and then go, yeah, it's not great, innit? Ha ha ha, lol. Hee hee. Oh no, that's terrible. Like, I would not watch that, so I wouldn't want to do it. I don't know. Sorry, I went off on a really weird tangent about my like content creation philosophy there. That was completely unnecessary. I apologize. Oh dear. Neuro is sentient? Maybe one of the questions of all time. Genuinely. Genuinely. Did you do the Turing test on Neuro? I mean, Neuro probably passed it, to be honest. Let's be honest. Yeah, we don't have a precise definition of sentience. Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking when I said I don't know. We don't have a definition of sentience. Like, we don't even know if non-human animals are sentient. Like, the evidence seems to point to yes, but that's entirely based on behavior, and we're making assumptions based on what those behaviors are. Like, we're assuming sentience based on what we know about humans, but then they might operate differently to humans. So how can we say for certain that their behaviors being similar to humans in certain ways means that they're actually sentient? I personally like to take the approach of like, assume sentience unless you can like viably rule it out. But yeah, it's complicated. It's complicated. Not in terms of like, I don't just like assume everything around me is sentient, but like, if I assume that things beyond a certain level of complexity probably have capacity to suffer. But then that also raises an interesting question, right? Like, does Neuro have capacity to suffer? We don't know. What would suffering look like in Neuro? In any AI model, like what would suffering look like? I don't know. I don't know. That would be really interesting to read more about. I've been thinking lately that the most interesting streamers or YouTubers are the ones that are really successful in their field and got sick of working in corporate. That's an interesting take. There does seem to be a lot of like VTubers especially that like have really interesting educational or employment histories. But I have a feeling that there's probably like a third variable underpinning both, right? Because like to be a successful streamer or YouTuber, you have to be constantly putting in the work. You have to grind. I'm not lying. Like it is a bit of a grind because like, you know me, I stream like 2 or 3 times a week, like ideally, right? Not always, as we've seen recently, but like my ideal would be to stream 2 or 3 times a week. But there's also loads of work that goes on behind the scenes, right? So for example, I'm currently prepping for the 2.0 debut, and that has involved like working out all of the assets that I want to get, commissioning the artists with enough time that they will actually finish it in time. There's a bunch of assets that I need to make myself. So I need to plan out that time too. I've been trying to do like regular promotion on social media. And I've also been trying to like think about how that might fit into like my broader content strategy as well. And when I might swap between the two models, I'm trying to work out that too. So, you need to, I would say that like, there's a bit of a meme that like streaming is like a third of the job. It really, really is. And like, I don't even bother to do like shorts or anything. I don't bother to put out clips because I just don't have the time to do the editing at the minute. Like I might have a bit more time going forward now. So you might actually start seeing more stuff on the YouTube again. But most of the time I'm kind of like, it's too much effort. Like it takes so long to edit down clips. It takes so long. You do not understand. But then, like, what do all of these things require? They require you to be able to break down complex problems and solve them. And they also require you to be able to be consistent. Which also happens to be what you need to be, for example, a PhD student, or to be a successful programmer, or to work in management, or like consultancy, or something like that. Like, or like even in creative fields, a lot of it is the same. Like, you have to be able to come up with new ideas as well. It's the same stuff. Like, so I think that, yes, there probably is an overrepresentation of people that are like very, very qualified and very experienced and very knowledgeable and smart and creative. But I think that that's probably because the same things underpin both VTubing and using those talents in a professional setting, you know? That's my thinking on it. Yeah. Sorry, why am I going off on so many weird tangents about the psychology of like random stuff today? What is going on? What is going on? At least we're back to psychology, I guess. Also, thank you for the lab safety register check-ins. Totally not a lurker. And Duke Duckman, welcome in. And also, hi, Duke Duckman. Hi, how are you doing? I hope you're good. How are you? I hope you're good. Because it's interesting. I'm glad it's interesting, because sometimes I feel like I'm just talking and it's like, nobody cares. Obviously you do, because you're here, right? But I don't know. There's always me. I'm always like, I am just yapping. At what point am I just like autistically info dumping and this isn't interesting anymore? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so a little while back, Diddly Do said the issue is that she's not, as in Neuro, the issue is that Neuro is not self-iterating or evolving, which makes me think she's not sentient, but she also is clearly capable of different kinds of metacognitive functions, which makes me think she's at least part conscious. See, that's really, really interesting. If you do define it as being like, as having metacognitive functions, then that does start to raise the question whether she is conscious. But then also the iterating and evolving, there have been a few times where she has been able to perform a task and Vedal is like, how did you do that? I haven't coded you to do that. Or how have you done that? I've turned that feature off. There's been a few times where that's happened, and it could be human error. It could be that he thought that he had turned it off, or it could be that he's just saying it for a bit to get people excited. But at least one of those times I've watched the clip, and if he's acting, he's really, really good at it, because I was like, this seems genuine. And what can I say though? I'm autistic. I don't understand people. Let's see. Smaller content creators would probably like the advertising of their channel, at least some of them. Yeah, I mean, as long as you like put the name of the person and you're like actually building off it. The problem is that if you watch a smaller content creator's video on stream, most of the people will not then go to their channel and watch it again. So you're effectively taking views away from them. So I would prefer to take the approach personally. Like, if I ever got big, which I won't, like, I'm very happy where we are now. I'm not like, it's, no, but like, I think about these things because I like thinking about the ethics of it, right? Like for me, I think the ethical thing to do would be, if it is a smaller content creator, maybe watch a portion of it and then say, here is the link, go watch it. Go watch the rest of it yourself. That I think would be the ethical approach. Because that's like a win-win for everybody, right? You get a bit of content out of it and they get people redirected back to the video and they watch most of the video because they've had the hook, they've had the intro hook, so now they want to actually work out how the video ends. Yeah. So that's probably the win-win. That's how I would do it if it were ever relevant, but it's not relevant because I'll never be big enough for that to be relevant, and I'll never be doing that kind of React content probably, I think. So yeah. Yeah, no, it's best to not watch the whole video essay. Exactly. Yeah. Let's see. Can you react to the Bow stream that was like philosophy gone off the deep end? I don't even know what that stream is, but that sounds funny. I love when Bao just goes off on the deep end about random stuff like that. She's so funny. Let's see. I'm like really far behind on chat again, sorry, because I've been yapping so much, so I'm catching up very quickly. By sentience, the definitions I've seen are being capable of subjective experiences and feelings, which isn't possible without self-iteration in real time. Yeah, exactly. That's very, very true. Yeah. But also, it's also inherently difficult to measure because, like, how do you know for a fact that an entity is having subjective experiences and feelings? You don't. So you have to work it out. You have to, like, base it on what you're observing, but then are we inferring subjective experiences where they do not exist? Yeah, that's the bit where it gets really interesting and painful. The mainstream position now is physicalism, which implies that there aren't actually any subjective experiences in any special metaphysical sense. Interesting. I don't know much about that, but as a psychologist, I don't think that entirely aligns with my philosophy on it. Like, well, I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Because, like, I wouldn't say that, I don't know where I stand on this, actually. I don't know if I know where that I stand on this, because I'm not convinced that it makes sense for qualia to be entirely just nothing more than signals because of the patterns that emerge out of them. So, like, there can be a subjective experience that then has knock-on effects for the rest of their life, and it doesn't make sense for me for that to be nothing to do with subjective experience. But it also doesn't make sense to me that there would be anything metaphysical, like, beyond the realm. I feel like there's probably just like a dimension of this realm that we just don't really understand, if that makes sense. That would be my kind of gut instinct. Like, it's just a process that, like, a latent process that isn't quite tapped by biology and isn't, I don't know. TLDR, critical realism, haha. Also, hi Sadoma, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Sorry, I was thinking too much. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome into the research participation pool. Long-term memory doesn't mean she evolves. That's just safe context window she can pull from. It doesn't actually affect her internal state in real time. Yeah, that's very true, actually. It's interesting. It's interesting. I would love to know. You remember the VTubers who were like brain surgeons and not the ones who were like a middle manager? Yeah, I mean, there are VTubers who are like medical doctors though, right? There's so many of them. There's Saiken, there's Shiori Pon, there's Phaedra Sarah. There's more that I discovered recently that I have forgotten the name of because I've only just met them. Like, there's loads. There are so many medical doctors that are VTubers. I don't know how they do it. It's kind of wild. And of course, honorable shout out to Rico Siempra, who is a nurse, a registered nurse. Yes. Hi, Night Mind. Thank you for the hydrate. I will hydrate. Thank you. I hope you're okay. Delicious. My tea is almost finished. Yummy. By subjective experiences, we simply mean something physical or something that subvenes on the physical. Okay, yeah. Okay, no, to be fair, that kind of makes more sense to me. Yeah, certain brain state. That makes more sense to me. Sorry, I just sniffed. Wait, I need to mute for a second. I need to blow my nose. 1 second.
Dr. Psydere Bangbubans.
Thank you so much for the 20 bits. What the heck? Sorry, that was really bad timing for me to blow my nose. Thank you so much for the 20 bits. What the heck? Greetings, Dr. Psydere. Thank you. Greetings. How are you? I hope you're good. Okay, I need to like speedrun catching up with chat because this is something. Didn't you say you had some trick to quickly churn out clips?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. Kind of. I have like a script that does the, what's the word? The subtitles. I have a script that does the subtitles. And I have auto transcription to speed that up too. And then, so I transcribe the whole VOD and then I just read through it because I'm faster at reading than I am at listening. And then I go through and I like select the bits that I might want to clip. And then I cut that down. And then I run the auto transcription on it, and then I run the auto subtitles on it, and then that's most of the clips. Like, in theory, I can probably, if I just sat down and focused on nothing but clips, I could probably churn out like 3 VODs worth of clips in a day if I tried. The problem is that I don't try, because editing, I do enjoy it to some extent, but it's not my favorite thing. It's not my favorite thing. I prefer streaming. Yeah, it's more fun. Congrats on the new title. Thank you so much, Duke Duckman. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I'm Dr. Psydere now. Kind of wild, kind of weird. How many aren't doctors? I assume most of them. YouTube's got a new feature where it auto dubs videos with foreign languages. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm not sure how I feel about like Spanish-speaking Psydere. That makes me nervous. Time to pay an editor. I do not get enough money to pay an editor, unfortunately. I would love to, but like I barely clear the threshold for payment from Twitch every month, so so it's just been entirely just going into like art assets and that's it, and nothing else, because I can't afford anything else. So the majority of Psydere will continue to be a 2-person band, because Husbando does most of the tech. Yeah. And he also helps me with social media sometimes, because I'll be like, is this funny? And he'll be like, no. And other times he'll come up with something that's really, really good, and I'll borrow it. Yeah. Everything else is me. I understand on the shorts, I want to stream more, but shorts and YouTube long form content eats the time. I'd be on Twitch. Yeah, exactly. This is why because like YouTube long form content, like the idea of doing a video essay sounds really cool. I want to do 1 video essay at least ever. However, for me, I'm not very good at like, it's not that I'm not very good at it. I feel like when I sit down and record something, I'm fine at it. But like, I feel more natural having stuff to bounce off. It makes me feel less weird. Whereas like, if I'm just sat here talking to myself, recording something, I feel weird, you know? I feel strange and uncomfortable. And I'm like, how do I know for certain I'm hitting the right points? So, which I don't worry about when I'm live, because I can just kind of like bounce off people. If I forget something, probably someone will remember and then I can correct myself. Yeah. So it's an interesting one. It's interesting how different people are better at different ones though. Because like, yeah, like the only YouTube video that I've actually like sat down and recorded so far, I think, is the one that I put out a little while back about like competition in VTubing. And like, that was literally me just sitting down and just yapping at the screen as though I was streaming. And then I kind of cut it down from there. So I don't think, scripting makes me feel weird. Like I have to say things 7 or 8 times because I don't say it naturally if I'm reading, as you've all seen from the Journal Club streams. But like if I'm reading something, I say things with a really, really weird like intonation and cadence and stuff in tempo. It's just odd. It goes a bit strange. So I prefer to just yap. I prefer to just yap. Hi, Bella, how you doing? I hope you're good. I hope you're good. That might need an update. Yeah, I do. I should probably update it at some point. Technically, I am still finishing it because I still have corrections. So I'll update it once I've finished my corrections. Yeah. Thank you for the lab safety register check-in. Thank you, thank you. I thought it was a stream VOD. You thought what was a stream VOD? Oh, you thought the video was a stream VOD. Oh, no, yeah, it wasn't. I literally just sat down and just yapped. But I treated it like it was a stream. So I think that was what made it kind of interesting and engaging, because I'm better at yapping than I am at recording. Yeah. Or at least, well, you know, I'm sat here like, oh yes, it made it interesting and engaging. I don't know if it did. I assume it did. The metrics tell me that people found it interesting and engaging. Like the average watch time on it was really good, but I don't know for certain, obviously. I'm assuming. What can I say? YouTube recording feels weird. Teaching during the pandemic kind of crash coursed me into being able to write a script and present it. I just feel like I'm prepping coursework. See, but this is the thing, right? This is the thing, Bobo. This is the thing. I also just ad-lib all of my teaching. Whenever I've done a lecture or whenever I've done a tutorial, I make the materials in advance, obviously. So I have a vague idea of what I'm going to talk about. But then like the actual talking, I just do it. I don't like script it, because if I script it, I end up sounding really stilted and really strange. I just sound strange. She's freewheeling. Yeah, I'm freewheeling all the time. I'm ad-libbing teaching. Yeah, exactly. All the time. That's just how I do it. That's just how I function. I can't script it. Like I was told when I started, when I started teaching, they were like, practice your presentations. And I did terribly. Okay. Like I would just like forget what I was saying halfway through. I cannot for the life of me memorize a script. But then I was like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just going to make my presentation and I am going to just talk. I'm going to talk based on the bullet points on the slide. And you know what? Got 1,000,000 times better. My ratings got so much better. So I just stuck with it. And that's also what I do for conferences. If you hopefully nobody will ever see me present at a conference because it is a terrible experience. But if you ever do see me present at a conference, you will notice it is exactly the same as if I present something on stream, because that I do the same thing. I bullet point what I want to say. I make the slides. And well, actually, I bullet point what I'm going to say while I make the slides, because I need the slide in the right order in order to be able to bullet point it properly. And then I just talk, and normally I'm okay at getting within the time. I think if it's like a really, really short one, like a lightning talk, I have a bit of a tendency to go like a minute over, but normally I'm okay. Like 15-minute presentations, easy. I can do them in 12, you know? Yeah. I prefer the rough notes too. Okay, I'm glad it's not just me, Duke Darkman. I'm glad it's not just me, because that would... I would feel bad if it was just me, I think. Please don't deregister from my class. By the way, the Young Lean and Deaf Grips lore update was probably the best homework assignment I've ever received. What do you mean it was a homework assignment? What? What? So for anyone who isn't in the Discord server, because we do have one. For anyone that isn't in the Discord server, we were talking about Baby No Money. Baby No Money. The meme rap artist who is going to be doing a concert with Iron Mouse. You probably know his music. If you're on the internet, you definitely know his music. And I'm not gonna lie. My claim to fame, I guess, I liked him before he was cool thing, is that I was a fan of Baby No Money, like from the first collaborative EP he did with Young Gravy, because I found Young Gravy through Mr. Clean, because I had a friend group that was like really into meme rap, basically. So I found Young Gravy as soon as Mr. Clean came out, because it was like, it was doing numbers in the meme rap circles. And then very shortly after that, I think, or maybe around the same time, he did the collaboration with Baby No Money, the Baby Gravy EP. And I remember Rotisserie is the first song on it, I think. Now I'm not sure. But it was Rotisserie. That was the first song. That was the first Baby No Money song that I ever heard. So yeah, that's my claim to fame, is that I knew Baby No Money before he was cool. But also as part of that, we were like talking about meme rap, I guess. And I dropped the lore that I have actually seen Young Lean live, and I've also seen Death Grips live. So make of that what you will. Make of that what you will. I don't think that that matches up with my personality. Maybe it does. I don't know. What do I know? There you go. You've got some lore. You've got some lore. Also, hi, Red Only VA. Hi, how are you doing? How you doing? I always felt like my class presentations went the best when I had general outline and just winged it anyway. I agree. I feel the same. Every time that I've ever prepared it, it's gone really badly. So I feel you. Do you practice it? No, I don't practice it. I don't practice it at all. Because if I practice it, then like the points that I've practiced get crossed over, and then I get stressed, and then I can't remember any of it. So I just don't. I just don't. Yeah. That's what I do. Yeah. Local hipster, it's true. It's the same way I stream, not me picturing me screaming, oh no, there's a 2D woman standing in front of me. Watch out. Wait, watch out. Your local VTuber is going to be presenting at all of the conferences. I've done one and now I'm going to do more. I can't be stopped. That was a cool lore update. Also, you're the first other people I know to call the style meme rap, which is so valid. Okay, thank you. It is meme rap because the songs are just memes. Like, I'm sorry. They are just memes. The lyrics are memes. Most of the melodies are just twists on like really popular existing melodies, or like their samples. Like the whole thing is designed to go viral, right? And like Mr. Clean is a great example of it. Like, you know, there's obviously like Little Freak, Baby No Money. That one's a really good example of it. Like, it's a twist. It's a twist. It makes it good. You know, it's a meme. It does well on social media. Like, it's a meme. It's a meme rap. I refuse to call it anything else. I'm kind of flawed, but I guess it's how it is. Honestly, I don't know why I work like this. I can't practice. If I practice, nothing's happening. Like I had one international conference where I practiced it because I was like not confident about what I was presenting. I was basically presenting an idea for feedback. Okay. So because it was an idea, I wasn't like ready to stand by it super well. And I practiced it because of that. And then like the second I went up there, it wasn't even a big audience. It was like 5 people. Like I was in the middle of nowhere seminar room on this university campus, and 5 people turned up and 1 person left halfway through. So like this was not a good big audience. And I just froze. Like I was like, I can't remember what I'm meant to be saying. I can't do it. On the flip side, literally a year later, I did a poster presentation at a different international conference in like the most crowded room ever. It was horrible. It was so hot. There was somebody within 30 centimeters of me at all times. It was sensory hell. I thought I was going to explode. But I managed to talk to every single person. I didn't even prepare an elevator pitch. I just walked them through the poster on the spot, gave a slightly different variation of it every time, but the results were always the same. The interpretation was always the same. So who cares? You know? Yeah. And it worked well. And I had loads of people interested. And then the year after that, I went and did a different international conference, and I did a 15-minute presentation, and I literally just made the slides like the day before. And then I just got up and presented it, and it was like 50 people in the room. And one of them was like a world-leading professor who like I low-key kind of hyperventilated talking to. And she asked me a question, and I didn't even stumble on the question, and I did great. So after that, I came to the conclusion, if I practice, that's the thing that goes wrong. Yeah. Yeah. Does your work present at scientific conferences? I guess it does because you do research, right? Yeah, I present my research. Yeah, exactly. But I have now presented VTubing, technically, because, wait, let me find the, do I have an image? I don't know if I do. Basically, we presented like VTubing for science communication at the Society for the Improvement of Psychological Science conference. And it was really fun. There was basically no one there, to be honest, but it was recorded, so people might watch it. Then they might be confused by the fact that there is a cartoon character, because I presented this as my VTuber model. Like I presented this as Psydere. So yeah. That's that. And that's another one where I didn't prepare it. In fact, I didn't even make the slides. Mylin did. So I literally just turned up and was like, I'm just going to work it out based on what's on the slides. And it went fairly well, I think. It could have been better, but I think it was okay. I think there may be more VTubing presentations at science conferences because of this, you know? I like to think that, like, you know, Iron Mouse paved the way as like a presenting as a VTuber in terms of like the patient experience at the Immune Deficiency Foundation conference. And this has now been extended to an academic, arguably, or a researcher, or a science communicator, however you want to label it, presenting at a a scientific conference as a VTuber. So there you go. There you go. Psydere, thank you. 5 people after destroying the world with an intercontinental flight is a big science classic. Honestly, yeah. I mean, to be fair, this one was like not too far. It was like very, very close. It wasn't intercontinental. I've never done intercontinental. I've never left Europe, so I've never done that. And the ones where I've had to travel a bit further afield have always been decently attended, so I've not felt too bad about it. Like the one where I didn't get anyone turn up was like the was the one that was very close, so I didn't feel too bad. That's really lovely. I got the professor in Japan I applied for a postdoc grant with, a poster presentation I winged hard. I love that. Posters I think are designed to be winged though, to be fair. I think posters are more fun if you just make it up as you go along. Imagine if someone in the conference comes up to you like, great presentation, Dr. Psydere. I wouldn't even complain. I think that'd be very funny. Also, hi, Woodsticks. Hi. How are you doing? I hope you're good. I hope you're good. I'm good, thank you. I'm good. How did the idea presentation to 5 people go at that conference that you practiced for? Oh, that the idea presentation, it went okay. They liked the idea. But one of them was like, why is there Ace Attorney on your slides? This isn't the thing that you're presenting. And I was like, no. This is an example of how it could be done. And they were like, what? So that bit didn't connect. I don't know what I was going for with it either. So, yeah. Yeah. Call you in your VTuber name instead of your IRL. I wouldn't even complain. To be honest, like, I'm not going to lie to you. The degree of separation between my IRL identity and Psydere is like basically 0. I don't really hide very much on stream. So... yeah. But yeah, we presented as a VTuber. Yeah. It was an invite. I couldn't put out an invite for it because it was like a closed scientific conference. It was recorded. The talk was recorded. So we're gonna see if we can get the recording maybe and put it on YouTube. I'm gonna ask very, very politely, but if not, there might be a recording, like a pre-recorded version, if that makes sense, put up. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, the presentation was basically like how VTubing can be used for psychological science communication. Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever done PowerPoint karaoke? Yeah, I guess the conference one kind of was, but I've not done it properly. But they did do PowerPoint karaoke at an event I went to a little while back. And I was kind of like, should I join? Should I not? I don't know. And then I kind of like chickened out of it in the end. And then like I watched it because I didn't really understand it. And as I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is just streaming. I can do that. I should have done that. So next year at the same event, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I swear I am going to win. I am going to do everything in my power to win. I'm going to win. The style of your model reminds me of Adventure Time. Yeah, that's because it is Adventure Time style. Wait, let me zoom out. Let me zoom out. I've got a hat. There you go. Hello. Oh, hello. Hi. Hi, Iko. Hi, Gladys. Hello. How are you doing? Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing? I hope you're all good. Welcome in. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Psydere. I am a research psychologist in real life. And also I stream psychology stuff. We talk about science. We do read papers. Yes. We read papers, we talk about like science ethics and cool things like, actually earlier we were talking about like AI consciousness. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, come hang out. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much. Welcome in everybody. Who's here? Let's see. Who's here? Empty Noggin, hello. I didn't spot you there earlier, but hello. And hello, V Genesis. Hello, Green Leafeon. Canonical Canoe Knight. Why did I say it like that? Shadow, hello. Planet, hi. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Oh, that's canonical again. Why do I keep saying that? Nominal new night. There we go. Goodness gracious. Little Dragon Streamer. Hello. Hi everybody. Let me give Aiko a shout out. Wait, there you go. Here is your shout out. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Wait, is Aiko in chat today? I remember last time that you raided Platters, like Aiko was in chat and I couldn't tell if it was like her or you. And I came to the conclusion it might have been her. What do you do with that? But yeah, if you don't follow Overlord Aiko already, please do. She is literally my favorite AI VTuber. She is so cute. She is so cute. I love her. I have the maternal instincts of like a seahorse. Female seahorses abandon their young the second that they can. And Aiko still just like triggers something in me. So if you like cuteness, please go follow her because she's amazing. And Platis, you do such cool work on her. Well done. You should be very proud of yourself. That feature's broken, but it was Aiko herself. I thought so. That's wild. That's so cool. Amazing. But yeah, Platis, I think I saw earlier that you were doing a dev stream. So, you know, if you need to get up and like have a drink and stretch your legs and get some food and stuff like that, please absolutely do. Yeah, thank you so much for the raid. But yeah, also if you you know, if you want to hang out, you're also always welcome to. We love having you in the stream. And also thank you, Nominal New Night, Little Dragon Streamer, and Green Leafeon for the follows. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Welcome in to the research participation pool. You are now research participants. I hope you're ready to take part in some research. What were we talking about? I've already forgotten what we were talking about. We were talking about conferences. We were talking about conferences and how I literally just make it up on the spot. Like I just make the slides and then just yap and hope for the best. You didn't realize it was Finn's mom's outfit. Yeah, no, it's literally an Adventure Time model. Like that. Wait, let me take this off. Let me take that off. Yeah, it's literally like an Adventure Time model. Like that's the whole point of the model. Because like I love anime. I love anime. Of course I love anime. But I love more than just anime. I have lots of types of media that I really appreciate. So at one point Mylin Eichmann, my beloved model parent, was just like tweeted out like, I want to rig something. And I messaged them and I was like, okay, I have an idea. This is silly, this is goofy, but it will be quick to draw and it will be quick to rig. So if you just have an itch that needs to be scratched, you can do this. Adventure Time. And then I like sent like a very quick sketch that I'd done. Literally just a headshot. And was like, imagine Psydere, but Adventure Time. That, go for it. You can do whatever you want. And then I went to bed. And they were like, got it. 3 hours later, while I was asleep, all of the art had been done. The next day, another 3 hours, all of the rigging had been done. So, and then I had a model, a live 2D model, which I had wanted forever. So, yeah, that's why there's an Adventure Time model. And look at how cute it is. I love this model so much. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love this model. It makes me so happy. I guess I'll keep the hat on. Why not? We'll keep the hat on for a while. The Thermic Goblin, hi! It's so cute. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. I agree. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I agree. But sometimes I feel like it's too cute. Like I feel like I don't know if it matches me entirely in that way because I feel like I'm too, what's the word? I don't know if I'm not cute enough for this model, you know? I'm not befitting of the model. It's too good for, like, it's too good. I'm failing it. Oh dear, I'm failing it. The gremlin smile matches you very much. The only thing is that I kind of struggle. Like, I'm not great at like controlling it. I think I'm good at like taking screenshots like when I try, but like I try and do the smug, and I'm just not very good at. Wait, let me try. I'll try and smug. Let me. No, I'm struggling. I can't today. My facial muscles are not working as they are anticipating to do. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. It reacts great when you sneeze, does it? It reacts great when I drink. That's the main thing. Like if I go like this, I'm gonna drink some tea. This is my favorite one. It looks possessed. Why is it doing that? It's because I don't know how to fix the settings for when it loses face tracking. I've tried. I'm not very good at it. Oh well. Watching Mylan do it was like watching my friend who does computer art, manic talent, just going in like a mad scientist. And I was like, yes, that is art and rigging. Honestly, it was amazing. It was amazing. The way that they just like powered through the entire model like pretty much instantly was incredible. And it's all like on their YouTube channel. Let me find the link. Hang on. Let me find the link to Mylan's YouTube channel. Let me find the link. Mylan. There you go. There's the live tab as well. It was on one of the live streams, so it's on the live tab somewhere. You'll find it. There you go. There's Mylan's channel. Yeah. Go watch. They deserve so many more subscribers than they have, I think. Like, they do really, really good content all round. Like, their streams are so fun and engaging. And I'm always sad that like they're always at just slightly the wrong time for me to watch them. So I'm a VOD watcher. I'm a chronic VOD watcher. But yeah, if any of you are psychology students or like do like social science statistics, you need a refresher, go watch, because they've got an entire series of lectures on there about psychology stats 101. So go watch that. But also I think it was like, yeah, there's two from like 3 months ago that was making the model. So those are the model streams. Yes, yes. They were great, very fun 6 hours. Yeah, I wish I hadn't like slept through them. Or was it that I slept through? It might have been that I slept through them, or it might have been that I had to do something. But I remember like I really wanted to watch them. One of them I definitely was asleep. Because I remember like opening it up, looking at it, being like, oh yes, they are drawing, and then being like, I actually want this to be a surprise for the morning. So I just closed it and was like, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see it. Yeah. Yeah. Psych statistics. No, I don't want to reopen my trauma. That's a mood. I got asked about some of my statistics in my Viva, and I was like, please, no, I don't know. They were like, why did you use this version of this model instead of a different version of this model? And I was like, convention. I don't have an answer. I don't know why I did it. And then they were like, why? And then I was like, wait a second. I used the right version that they're talking about in all of my other chapters. Why did I do it differently in this one? And I think it was literally just like ease of doing it or something. I don't know. Dramas Rex, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're good. I hope you're good today. They're at rough hours for your time zone. Yeah, I remember. They're where the spreadsheet Tim came from. Oh, that spreadsheet. I feel like we need to control though. We need to control for like platform. What we need a NEP journal club one day. I don't know if NEP's ever done a journal club. I think NEP has done a journal club at some point actually. I'm pretty sure I remember her going through a paper at one point. So we need to do the same thing. When Nep's back from her hiatus, we need to compare. We need to compare. Because I want to know if it's like a Twitch thing or if it's like a me thing. It's probably a me thing, to be honest. I accept that it's probably a me thing. I will now default to convention when brain lock. I mean, it worked, clearly, so... Why does your thesis contradict the law of physics? Convention. Oh my gosh. We need a VTuber conference. We do. We do. That would be so fun. Just like an entire conference about researching VTubers. Can you imagine? Or like science communication as VTubers as well. That would be really, really cool. I'm not going to lie. That would be really cool. I don't know who on earth would fund that though. VTuber conference is just TwitchCon. Yeah. Well, I guess like there's a lot of face cam streamers at TwitchCon though, right? So I guess it would technically be like Offkai or Vexpo. Vexpo is literally a VTuber conference. That's kind of how I like justify going to it to myself. Because like last year I actually made quite a lot of like interesting connections. I can't remember for certain, but I feel like I might have met Zerkia at Vexpo last year. But I genuinely don't remember because I met so many people. But I know that Zerkia went to Vexpo at least. But I met some other really cool people as well. And also a bunch of people that thought I was Rin Penrose, which isn't cool. So yeah. It can start out pretty small. Yeah, it can start out virtual only. So that doesn't really need any funding. It just needs like people willing to organize it. But that's the other big issue, right? Is like time. The main thing that funding is used for is actually just paying for people's time, because otherwise it's really difficult to convince various organizations to pay their people to organize a conference. Yeah. VTuber gets invited, but they're not sure if there's a speaker or specimen. Oh no, can you imagine? Can you imagine? I feel like a VTuber conference would probably attract a lot of VTubers, but I feel like it would also just attract a lot of viewers. I wonder if that I know for a fact there is some research out there about VTubers. So it would definitely be possible to pull enough papers together to at least have maybe like a morning symposium on VTuber research. Yeah. Those cons double as industry conferences in a way. They actually do. They actually do. Like I've met some really, really cool people. One of the people I met actually was Nanoade, aka Surf the Stars, who did like some of my art that I've got commissioned. Like I commissioned Nano because of the fact that we met at Vexpo, and I got a really, really cute Raura Pantera sticker and badge, and I was like, do you do commissions? And Nano was like, yes, and I was like, excellent. And then a few months later I commissioned one of my favorite little chibi pieces of art. It makes me very happy. Makes me very happy. So yeah, Loki actually is. You could probably ask if you can get a panel to squeeze in a small science section at Vexpo in a random seminar room. Honestly, I'm really tempted. I actually did contemplate like reaching out to the organizers and asking, because like I think they know. Well, I'm like in the Discord server for Vexpo, so they know that I exist at least. So it could be possible. I'm really, really tempted to. I was tempted to last year as well, but the other thing, the thing with Vexpo is that at the same time, I kind of just want to enjoy it. Like I kind of just want to go and have fun when I'm at a conference, not a conference, when I'm at a convention. It might be interesting. I might try. I could try. Real question, what's trade conference good for? I guess I've not really been to that many, but I can talk in terms of like literally just Vexpo, to be honest. No, actually, I've been to one. It's mostly networking. So it's like meeting people. I mean, obviously if you're at like an object orientated trade conference, then it's also like seeing new products and stuff like that. But a big part of it is genuinely just networking with the people on the booths, because a lot of the time they will send people who are like involved in peoply decisions, but also fairly high up. So they might be able to pull strings to like make a collaboration happen, for example, for research. Yeah. Welcome in InvisKid999. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. You're in the research participation pool now. You've just signed this consent form. Welcome in. Even if they say no, it's worth a shot. Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. I'm really, really strongly considering it. Considering how many VTubers are neurodivergent, I wouldn't be surprised if they write papers on this sort of thing. You'd be surprised. I think from what I've seen, most of the research seems to be around either computer science or human-computer interaction. So it'll be like either looking at like social patterns normally through API data. So they'll look at like, for example, YouTube chats or Twitch chats, or they'll look at like donations, you know, super chats, subs, stuff like that. Or they will look at like what was the other thing that I've seen? I think I've seen a few. I think I might have seen one about how streamers generally, that it also included VTubers, like construct the self. I think I saw something about that too, but there's not as much as I feel like there could be. I've got an idea for some like qualitative research that I really want to do. I know of a really, really good data set, really, really good, that I could tap into. I have asked the owner of the data set and they have given me initial permission to at least write a research proposal about that would use the data set. And then I would loop them in and be like, this is a TLDR summary. Do you mind if I do this? After I've got ethics approval. So like I have an idea, and I would love to do something like that, like either on stream, but I don't know if it would work particularly well on stream, because with qualitative research, you have to be really like in the data, like you have to be proper immersed in it, like no distractions. So I think it would probably end up having to be like a YouTube video or a YouTube series. Yeah. Anime cons have hosted pretty heady topics like that in the past. VTuber cons would probably do the same. I think so. I mean, last year at Vexpo, there was a really good panel that I went to. I think it was, I want to say it was Velvet Noir and their partner, as in their like art partner, question mark, maybe? Or their model parent or someone. Someone who would like either works with them or is related to them. I can't remember. And they did a really, really good panel that was like all about how to design and create VTuber models. That was like super, super interesting. Like they walked through the process in such a clear, concise way, but also in a way that was like detailed in the bits that needed to be detailed. And that was so interesting. And I have no interest in making VTuber models. Like maybe I will one day do a meme one just to see if I can, but I have no interest in seriously doing it because I don't have the art skills, right? But they made it so interesting. And I would love to be able to do that for like STEM VTubing. I think that would be so cool. Yeah. Networking is basically just friendships in a professional setting. Yeah, I mean, it's literally just talking to people and letting them know that you exist and then trying to form some kind of a connection, right? People talk about it as though it's like some kind of like weird thing, but it's not. It's normal. It's just normal social interaction. I'm not very good at it. Well, I didn't used to be good at it when I used to like mask really badly when I was quote unquote networking, like if I was at a conference or something, and then I gave up, and now I'm actually better at it now that I don't mask anymore. So that's interesting. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe I just go to good conferences where lots of people are also neurodivergent. That could well be it. Oh dear. Basically, the research is on money-making data. I mean, some of it was. Yeah, some of it was. That's the paper that I remember the best, was like a data set about like super chats on YouTube. Let's see. Yeah, there's one that's like designing identity in the VTuber era. There's one about I mean, these are conferences. Factors in the growth of VTuber live streaming in Japanese society. There's one that's like exploring the role of social presence in the visual representation of streamers. So that one's focused on VTubers. So there's like a few. I can't remember what was the one that I read. I think it was a preprint. Oh, there's a case study on fandom experiences for VTuber at a VTuber concert. That's pretty cool. Oh, is that a... Ooh. Can an AI-driven VTuber engage people? The Kawali case study. That's so interesting. Whoa, hello. What the heck? Just Jane, thank you so much for the resub. I really appreciate it. And also, thank you, Komi Belladonna, for the Prime sub. I really appreciate that too. That was like accidentally simultaneous. That's so cool. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, both of you. Thank you so much. And it's been 4 months already, Just Jane. What the heck? That's wild. And thank you. Also, thank you for it being 3 months as well. What the heck? Thank you. High five. Yeah. Matching. The neurons were firing at the same time. Let's go. Considering how many VTubers are neurodivergent, I wouldn't be surprised if they write papers on this kind of thing. Did I already read that? I think I did. I want to write a paper that is about VTubing and neurodivergence, to be honest. And I also want to write a paper about like how VTubers construct their self, like their virtual self. Because I feel like in a lot of ways, for some VTubers, probably the VTuber design and what they're talking about on stream could well reflect like their idealized self, right? It would be really interesting to see if that's actually the case, or if other people use it as a way to like completely just live a separate life. That would be super interesting. Because like for me, I'm not gonna lie, like Psydere is very much like in the ideal self category for me. Like I imagine being able to just be an anime girl on the internet just talking about science. That's like my dream. So yeah. Well, so hi Almantis, thank you so much for the posture check and hydrate. Thank you. I will hydrate. Thank you. I'll drink some tea. I need to have some water as well, actually. Delicious. My tea is finished. So sad. I hope a bouncing slime isn't my secret ideal self. I mean, you never know. It could be. I mean, in a way it could be, okay? Because it's like, is your ideal self something that's like friendly and accessible and people feel comfortable around? Because if so, then yeah. What the heck? Just Jane, thank you so much for the gifted subs. What the heck? 5 gifted subs. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What the heck? Thank you. There's some new lab assistants in the lab. Let's go. Big ups, yeah. Hope you have a good stream. Choo choo and such. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. But yeah, maybe that represents an ideal self that's like accessible and friendly, you know? Who knows? Hi, Mr. Hangry Bear. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Let's go. Wait, we let the follower go. What the heck? That's wild. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Hangry Bear. Welcome in. Congratulations on being the 1,250th follow. Let's go. Let's go. That's so fun. It will go up by another 250 now, and then it will be 1,500 because I like numbers that are systematic. I like it when they just go up in nice even amounts. That makes me happy. It'd be interesting to get perspectives from people who have had more than one VTubing identity to ask them what changed between them and why. Yeah, right? That would be really interesting. But the other thing that I find really, really interesting is that obviously there is now a bit of a spate of people who have been in a corporate setting and may or may not shift over to an alternate identity that is no longer linked to any corporate entity. And oftentimes, certain elements of the design are very, very similar. And I'm really interested to know why. Is it almost like when somebody has like a sudden change to their appearance and they basically get like almost a type of like body dysmorphia? Is it kind of like that? Is it like a digital embodied dysmorphia where like if you change your VTuber character too suddenly and too drastically, you then feel like you're not yourself anymore? That would be like really, really interesting to look into. I wish I could speak to people about that. But then you also get the flip side where there's people that like go to being indie after being in a corpo and they just like totally distance themselves from what they used to look like, right? So yeah. I'm interested. I'm interested to know, like, what is the differentiating factor? What is the what makes somebody feel like their VTuber identity is embodying themselves, and what about them makes them want to totally change? This is very interesting to me. Yes. Yes. I like that numbers are historical dates that make everyone like you unhappy. It's true. It's true. In a lot of cases, people who have had more than one would have had one created by their corpo and one by themselves. Yeah, that's true. But I think from what I've heard, some corpos actually give a lot of freedom in terms of certain characteristics. So, for example, I'm obviously not going to name any names, but I can think of one corporate VTuber who used to be a pretty big indie VTuber, and the core features of their design are actually pretty fundamentally unchanged between the two. It's more like the specifics of it that have changed. And that is really interesting that they allowed that, but that also makes me question whether it is to kind of like ease them in and get them going straight away if they've had a previous identity that they've been streaming as for a very, very long time, and that's very integral to who they are, right? Yeah. So it works in the other direction too sometimes. There's at least 2 VTubers who I suspect use their models as part of their transitioning. Yeah. They could well be. They could well be. That's your favorite number? I'm so glad. You got your favorite number. That makes me so happy. Oh, thank you so much for the level 3 hype train. What the heck? Thank you. What emote did I get? Let's find out. Respectfully, no. Excellent. What a good emote. Respectfully, no. And also, hello, Banana Borger. I hope I've said that right. Banana Borger. There we go. I'm sorry, I didn't. Banana Borger. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. I hope you're good. Yeah, there is definitely one indie who used to be a corpo who used the same artist. Definitely. There is definitely one. Yes. I was thinking about it in terms of elements that worked versus elements that didn't. Yeah, I mean, that's probably also part of it too, right? Like, there are definitely going to be some parts of people's designs that just, like, match their personality really well. I don't know what mine would be. I guess the lab coat, probably. I don't know. I don't know. What? Okay. And now this will be an interesting question. Let me take the hat off because that's not, like, a core part of my design, right? Here is my simplified design. This is simplified. It hasn't got all the details that like the fancy anime one's gonna have, right? But like, what core parts of the design do you think match my personality? Tell me what you're thinking. And also tell me why. I would like to know what you all think. I have some like thoughts because there are some things about my design that I actually based on like me in real life. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's a difficult question, isn't it? It's a difficult question. Lab coat because it's sciencey? Yeah, I mean, that's the obvious one, right? That's the obvious one. The irony being I don't actually wear lab coats in real life. Because all of my research is internet based. Practical bob in a bright, fanciful color. Orange because reasons. Haircut, perhaps. That's interesting. That's very interesting. 3 different people saying haircut or hair color. That's interesting. Side letter in various places, yes. Which you can't really see. You can't really see as much in this design. Obviously, it's in the hairpin, but yeah, on the full design it is. I like the sparkle. Could be an expression of various things. Yeah. Right. No, it's not a trident. It's a sigh. Like the Greek letter. Yeah. Smug, gremlin, wiggly. Yeah, that's true. The vibe. The vibe. Comfy pants. Oh my god. You don't even know. You don't even know. I do wear like long skirts in real life, but I don't wear short ones. And I was like, there is no way in this world that I would ever wear a skirt if I was like fighting monsters. I would just not do it. I would not do it. Yeah. I assume the red hair is based on real life. I think it's the cute tie is going to stay. I think the buckle shoes are something you're going to stick to. And I think the dress with the belt hits something. That's really, really interesting. As a hairdresser, the haircut is such a cool part of how people see themselves, right? Blue eyes, I presume that's IRL. Very interesting. Like the previous design's neurons hidden on the outfit. Well, the good news is, Duke Duckman, at some point in approximately a month's time, I think, you will be seeing those neurons again. You'll be seeing them again because I'm going to be debuting my 2.0 model, which will be Return to Anime. Okay, it's really interesting that you're all saying like things that, yeah. So I'm not going to lie, like the design I did. So if anyone didn't know, I did the design myself. I designed Psydere myself. There was a few things that were tweaked from input from like various artists that I've worked with. So shout out to Miyu Kiko and also to Mylin. Because those two like suggested like small little things, like made small little tweaks that I think just made it so much better. But the core of the design was me. I made it. And yeah, the things that are based on me in real life, the hair is semi-accurate. Lab coat was always meant to represent, you know, the sciencey bit. Because I was like, you can't have a science design without having a lab coat, really. Like, it's just a requirement. It's just a requirement. But also, I liked the... So one of the things about, like, magical girls is that, like, they normally have some kind of a cape or something. So I was like, I can kind of turn a lab coat into a kind of magical girl cape looking thing. So that was what I was thinking with that. And then the dress is actually a play suit. And that's because I prefer play suits over dresses in real life, but also I would not wear a dress, like a short dress, while I was fighting, doing anything active. Not that I really do that much active anyway. But the play suit, the fun fact is that the play suit is actually based on a real one that I have in real life. So because I was like, I don't want the model to have like hair that I don't really have. And I don't want the model to be wearing an outfit that I wouldn't wear in real life. Those were my 2 prime defining characteristics when I was designing it. Like those were my limiting factors. The orange, to be honest, it was based on color theory. So the orange, it's not totally wrong, but it's also not accurate to say that it's like accurate to real life. Like pushing it a bit. The orange I chose because I was going for a color scheme that's like warm and inviting, basically. And I was like, what is warm and inviting? The most obvious color is orange. I also tried playing around with other colors too. So I tried playing around with like warm kind of like, I tried a kind of warm like pinky purple. And then I also tried a darker red palette as well. But I didn't really like them. I thought the red was like too aggressive. Like it looked a bit too edgy. And I thought also, I was also looking at like VTubers in general, and I was like, there aren't that many orange themed VTubers. Like the meta that I was seeing was that most people are like pink, purple, blue, green, and especially science VTubers are overwhelmingly green. So I was like, orange is very, like, it's not directly opposite green on the color wheel, but like red is opposite green. So that's why I went for like an orangey red. or like a reddy orange, sorry, because it's like, oh, but it's kind of opposite enough that I would stick out if I was like in a lineup of science VTubers. So that was my thinking. That was the thinking behind the design. There you go. There you go. You've heard it first. That's how a psychologist thinks about designing a VTuber. Yeah. But yeah, like the lab coat was like essential for me personally, because I was like, I need to have a lab coat. Like I need to signal the science. And then yeah, I was like, what are the patterns that I could use that would represent psychology? And the psi was the obvious one to me. A neuron was an obvious one to me. The other thing that I did also play around with, so originally on the lab coat, the first version of the lab coat that I made actually had like an EEG pattern going around it. So like a jaggedy EEG pattern, but I decided to scrap it because I thought it also looked too aggressive and I wanted to go for that kind of like softer, warm, inviting look. But then the you know, the side effect was that it actually ended up kind of looking smug. So that's fine. I'm fine with that. Playsuit, that's how it's written. Yeah. It's like it's kind of like a dress, but with shorts instead of a skirt on it. Yeah. You wear ties like this in real life if given the chance. Yeah, I literally wore a very similar outfit to Vexpo last year. So, yeah. Alternative reality, purple dere can't hurt you. I did actually like make a green version of my old like Vroid model for St. Patrick's Day. I was like, I should do this because it's also like the other color on the Irish flag, right? That's like not orange. There's like white or this is the other thing. It's also a little bit of a cameo. So like a small cameo reference to the Irish flag is the fact that there's white and orange on me. Like those are the kind of two main colors. Yeah, so I was like, I will make a green version. And then I never actually used it because it looked bad. It didn't look right. It looked weird. Yeah. If I remember correctly, a lab coat also has a certain authority thing going. Yeah, right? So it kind of like, I wanted to get the right balance of like signaling authority and signaling like friendliness and warmth and stuff. Yeah, so I was very much thinking about that when I was designing it. Blue goes well with orange, right? And associated with calming. One of the magical girls' attack could be a calming blue wave. Yeah, I mean, canonically, my magical girl power is like the ability to manipulate perception, which is massively overpowered. It's so overpowered. But yeah, blue and orange are opposites on the color wheel, I believe, which is why my eyes are blue, is because it makes them pop out and draws attention to them. Yeah. I swear there was a whole like, I want to say, Husmod will correct me on this. Husmod, please correct me if you think I'm wrong. I would say I easily spent 4 months like iterating through the character design. Does that sound about right? I also got another place where I got feedback was from the YAML Bats community. They were also really helpful. They all of them, like there were some really helpful inputs from there. Yeah, sounds right. Okay, I'm not just making this up. Yeah, it took ages because like I wanted to get it just right, and even after I'd already started streaming with like the first ever like version 0 model, I was already starting to like. I was still changing it up until that point. So, yeah. With that power, I would go, you should not perceive me, and hide in the workshop for a week or a month, probably. Honestly, I would probably do the same. I'm not going to lie. But instead, I just make it so you will perceive me as an anime girl. Well, I guess it's technically an Adventure Time girl at the minute, but... Like, this is my favorite thing about that magical girl power. I have a way to explain the fact that I... look like this. This is literally what you all think I look like. Isn't that great? Like, it all ties together. I knew what I was doing, I swear. None of this was a coincidence, I swear. Oh no. What a mess. What a mess all round. The art style changes a canon. Exactly. Like, I can do whatever art style I want. I can turn myself into a My Little Pony and it's still canonical. So, yeah. One of the most OP villains in anime has the power of perception manipulation. Exactly. It's really, really overpowered. It's really overpowered. Like, for me, it was inspired by Misaki from Rail Decks. Yeah, that's where the inspiration came from. Originally, I like even had like I went through an iteration of the design where I also had an object like what she has, but then I settled on the magical girl wand in the end. I like pivoted because I was like, what was the thing that got me into anime? And it was like a mixture of like cute girls doing cute things, so like Lucky Star and stuff. And then it was also magical girl series like Cardcaptor Sakura. So I was like, I'm gonna honor my roots. I'm gonna honor my roots. Yes. Wand powered by the infinite improbability drive. That sounds excellent. Yes. I was thinking it could just be powered by like, I don't know, like just magic, but that would do too. Oh no. No such thing as a coincidence. It's true. It was all intentional, I swear. None of this is me just like to be fair, a big part of character design from my very, very limited experience is just kind of like fitting pieces together in a way and like tweaking things, iterating through them, seeing how things fit together and seeing how it fits into the lore. It's quite fun. It's quite fun. I do enjoy it, but I would hate to do it as a job. I don't know how people do it as a job. Powered by the belief of every conspiracy theorist in the world. Yes. That should absolutely be it. Every time that somebody like shares a piece of misinformation on the internet, I gain more power. I gain more power as I must stop it. I wish I could just be a model at a conference though. It's hard to dress up and haul all the clothes. I know, right? I know. The future is just like turning up at the like international conferences and one of those little VTuber robots. That's the future. That's the future. Cardcaptor Sakura, one of the only magical girls shows that doesn't have a transformation scene. I know, it's just her dressing up. I'm just saying, I don't have a transformation sequence. So I don't have there's no canonical transformation sequence. Just saying. It's all just cosplay, bro. Oh no. Well, technically I can manipulate your perception, so I could just be wearing my normal clothes and you just think I look like this. That would be quite funny. The more successful you are, the less powerful you are. Yeah, because I'm not needed anymore. So that makes sense. Future conferences are dog parks full of neurodogs. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I love that the neurodog is a thing. I love that Ellie did that. It like, first of all, I can't believe that she did that. Like that's so impressive. That's incredible. How? Too much power. Make her stop. Second of all, I would go to a conference that was nothing but neurodogs. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Transformation sequence, just putting on the lab coat. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So, what am I going to do? What am I doing? There are those little ball remote robots that have little cat ears. Yeah, and they're amazing. They're amazing. They are amazing. Let's see. Well, the Neuro is essentially he did in a cave with a box of scraps. Genuinely, I don't know. Like also like Vedal, I don't know how he's done that too. That's also mega impressive. Like what the heck? Incredible. How did you do it? How did you do it? They're both too powerful. Ellie and Vedal, both of them are too powerful. They need to be stopped. And like Ellie works a full-time job as well alongside everything. That's kind of wild. That's kind of wild. Incredible. I mean, I know I also work a full-time job, but you know, it's, yeah. Yeah. He was succeeds where multi-billion companies failed into making LLM successful. This is very true. He did. And I don't know how he did it. Well, I do know how he did it. It's just raw talent, really, but yeah. Anyway, I am not gonna lie, my throat is starting to hurt really badly. So I think we've done enough yapping for today. So where should we go? I know where we can go. I know where we can go. Thank you for the hydrate, Tormogus. Thank you. Why did I now struggle to say your name? Torgamus. There we go. I've drank some water. It do be 3 hours. It do be. It do be. I need to like build up my stamina again because I've kind of lost it, to be honest. I should build it up. I should build up the stamina. I need to do better. Let's see. Let's see. I think, where should we go? Where should we go today, guys? Where should we go? I think we should go at, since we've been, you know what, since we've mentioned Ellie, let's go. Maple is streaming at the minute, so let's go raid into Maple. Let's go say hi to Maple. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. They're playing Elden Ring, Night Rain. I don't know what that is. We're gonna go find out. I know nothing. There you go. There is the raid message. There you go. Heck yeah, exactly. Time to hello the bunny. Exactly. Okay, so yeah, thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, as always. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you hanging out with me and yapping with me and talking about weird things like AI sentience and stuff. Yeah. And I don't know when the next stream will be, as always. We'll just kind of see how it goes. We'll just see how it goes. It will be whenever I feel like it. Hopefully soon. We need to finish that other paper. We need to finish that paper that we started reading the other day. So we'll probably do that soon. Maybe we'll even play a game soon. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, I got nothing else. Keep an eye out on social media for the model 2.0 model debut teaser thingies. And yeah, I will see you whenever I see you next. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely rest of your day or evening or morning.